Freshly brewed in silence, come on, let it go. Open up my client, launching Tetrio. So the plan for today is to do Of the Devil in a bit. I say in a bit because I forgot to install it before stream, and that would have been a good idea. But, it's fine. You can play Tetrio for a few minutes. Hope Cafe. I wanna play Hope Cafe. Good morning, Cheese Whiz. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Come and join the Hope Cafe. I don't know if I should turn the music down a little bit. Maybe just a tad. Because it's like a lyrical track. I love Jamie Page. Should I try to get top 1000 back? I should probably try to get top 1000 back. It's probably fine to just hop into TO. Probably chill. Okay, well that's Of the Devil done. That's good. There we go. Good enough. Alright, let's see if we can get some wins before we hop into visual novel gaming. I'm playing well, to be fair. I don't know what it is. I'm playing pretty fast. Kind of gaming. What the heck? That's 3.2 PPS. What is it with Jamie Page and giving Hatsune Miku like rap parts in her songs? I think it's quite funny. Oh no. Wait, nah. Unfortunate. Sorry I'm so quiet. The thing about a stream schedule is I'm not like streaming exactly like when I feel like streaming. I'm streaming because I said I was going to. So I'm a little like sleepy, but it's okay. It happens. I hope everyone's having a good day. I turn the music down just a little more. encore, baby. I can't sing. What the heck was that? I think you're better than that. Go ahead and put the headstone back. It's a disaster, maybe. Just hit the encore, baby. Shout outs to Gumi. This stream is so Vocaloid so far. There we go. Okay, we're keeping it close. If I can just hit like top 1,000, I will be so happy. I don't know how much Tetrio I'll play because my game's like done. I don't have anything else I need to do. I don't have any more time I need to stall for. I'm just playing for the love of the game, I guess. Ah, slightly wrong piece order. It could have been a funny multiplier. Am I dead? I'm not dead. I am dead. That was just kind of bad. It's fine. It happens. Go ahead and put the headstone back. Faster, maybe. No! I miscounted. Dang it. Ah, unfortunate. That would have worked if I had like a little bit more on the other side, but that's fine. The encore, baby. Channel, right channel. Can you feel my heart? It's in me with that new human feeling. Oh, I wanna know if you would catch me when I'm falling. Hear me when I'm falling. Oh, share it with me. No! Wait, no. Dang it. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Perfect little packages. Okay, okay, okay. Come on. That was huge. Okay, we gotta make a comeback here. We got this. Oh my god, I should not have won that. That was pretty bad. I mean, it's fine. I don't mind. I don't mind at all. Human. Oh, I don't know if I could catch me when I fall. Hear me when it comes. It doesn't work. It does work. It doesn't work anymore. I'm an idiot for doing that on tiebreaker. I didn't realize it was tiebreaker. Oh my god. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. No, 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 no. We're gonna keep playing. We're gonna keep going. I don't care. I don't care. Screw it. No, no, we're fixing this. Hang on. Hold on. Strangely human feeling. All I wanna know if you would catch me when I'm falling. Hear me when I'm calling. Come on, I gotta win this. Okay. I gotta get back. I can't keep losing. I keep losing close sets. It just keeps happening. You'll only play a few more though. I don't want to play too much because I want to have energy for the visual novel part of the stream. Because I am very curious about Of the Devil. I mean, I actually learned that Lena Raine composed music for it, so it's like that's like peak, you know? I gotta like focus. I gotta focus. I gotta try to win one. Oh man. I hope everyone's okay. I don't know. There were like things I wanted to talk about and like yap about, and I completely forgot. I'm like losing my mind right now. I don't like this. Oh my god, I'm so bad. Oh, it's just I don't know. I thought I was playing well, and now it's not. No, it's not. It's fine though. Oh my god, are you serious? Oh my god, bro. It's fine. It's fine. We do this instead. No. Instead. Never mind. I don't like this. I can't think. Oh my god. Dang it. Ah. This is so hard. This is impossible. Oh god. No. Uh, this is pain. This is painful. I don't know what it is. It's just I don't know. I might just be sleepy. Cause I feel like I'm like hesitating at like the worst times. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. No, I thought I had an eyepiece and I didn't. Oh my god. Help, 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 help. Like, this does not feel like an 0-3 set. I just keep, like, choking. I think I'm just having a rough few days on Tetra Link. What the heck? Alright. Oh my god. Oh my god. Help. This shit is impossible. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Lose my surge. I don't even remember. Oh my god. This is simply not working. Okay, yeah, I'm done with Tetra League after this, I guess. That's unfortunate. Oh well. No, I had literally one more. I'm going to lose it. This cannot be a sweep. Oh my god. This is just rough, I guess. Oh my god. Jeez. Oh my god, I hate that that's a sweep. That did not feel... Okay, no more Tetra League for me. That hurts. That really hurts. I don't want to lose 21k. Yeah, okay, I'm good. No more Tetra League. No more, no more, no more Tetra League. It's so over for me. Sleepy, sleepy, sleepy. Do I stop playing Tetrio? I guess so. Tetrio is kind of like my outreach game. I feel like I want to keep going because there aren't that many people here. Is the thing. What's the brainless mode? Let's just play Last Stand or something. I don't know. Not it. That's fine. Building back to back more often. Yay! Okay. Tank one. That's pretty good. Probably, I don't even know if I needed a tank there, but it was nice. no. Oh no. I don't like that. I literally... Okay, what was I supposed to do there? What was I supposed to do there? Okay, I have content. I have someone to farm for content. I've been asked to 1v1. And honestly, yeah, why not? Why the hell not? Oh. Cook for you, I made a home. Cook meal out of everything I feel. Like, Tetra League is so... It is so painful. And I'm glad there's someone who feels the same. No! Ah, that's unfortunate. Oh man, I am so sleepy. What the heck? I should double check if chat can hear me, by the way. Because I'm kind of worried that they can't. But they should be able to. I don't know why it would. Oh my god. Etrio, hello Sarah, welcome. Okay, they can't hear me. They should be able to, at least. You should be able to. Miku's the place to be. Oh man. Ebi-chan, Ebi-chan. Oh my god. I'm losing it. I'm losing my mind. I don't know what it is. I just feel like I'm kind of losing it. Oh my god. This is pain. Oh my god. Oh my god. Maybe I should just retire from this game. Stick to doing reports. Die, please. Oh my god, okay. I honestly should literally just join a VC somewhere and hope I have someone to talk to for like content. Because right now I just don't feel very talkative. I don't know what it is. I wish I was. Oh my god. For the love of God. Okay. I guess. There we go. Okay. I felt I might have missed the multiplier, honestly. I still felt like a good combo though. Oh my god, how is it even? Even set? That was sick. SMH my head. Yeah, that was awful. I'm so happy I'm not playing Tetra League anymore. Ow. Close. Close, but no cigar. Oh well. Okay, I guess I should move games. I don't want to play much more Tetrio. Oh, okay. I'll play one more, I guess. I guess I'm playing this one set. But I think this is gonna be my last one. Yeah, I am good on my Tetrio. I'm so happy I didn't like make this a Tetrio stream. I am so happy that this is the only Tetrio I'm contractually obligated to play. I'm not actually contractually obligated to play any Tetrio. But I guess like a nice round number like 30 minutes is like optimal. Cause yeah, I am good. This game is really wearing on me. That's okay. It's kind of funny. Kind of playing this unseriously, but you know, it's fine. It's okay, because we can always just do that. Oh my god, what is this? What is happening? No! My bad, my bad. Oh wow. Oh, dang it. Okay. Oh man. Yeah, so after this I'm gonna be playing like a visual novel. I don't really know that much about. I know it's like episodic. I know it has music by Lena Raine. I know it's like Ace Attorney a little bit, but I've heard good things about it. And by heard good things, I mean I've seen my like timeline and they've like talked about it. Probably gonna take like a second of break and then we're gonna like hop into that like after this because yeah, I was playing this game to wait for the other one to install and it's installed and now I'm tired of this game so it's like good time to switch. Keep getting sent upwards. It's crazy. My like board height just keeps decreasing. Oh, it's creepy. Yeah, okay. So I'm looking at the song I'm like playing right now, right? Like I've decided to open it on Spotify. I was like looking and like they have like Kasani Teto as a featured artist. I'm like, oh my god, is this artist actually big that they actually like get Kasani Teto to officially feature them? And it turns out if you click on the Kasani Teto like Spotify feature, it just like takes you to like a very blank page. So it is not actually Kasani Teto. I mean, obviously it's actually Kasani Teto on the vocal synth, but like you can like make a song and put it on Spotify, and then you can, but like they actually have the artist being like featured on. They actually have Teto featured Means you probably have to like officially get them to actually like the official like Twin Drill teto account to feature you, and they did not. I don't know how Spotify works. I've only like recently started using Spotify as like my main like listening thing. Honestly, I'm only using Spotify because like, well, it's easy to like track. Like like my friends can see what I'm listening to, and there's like programs that track what you're listening to. That's nice. And that's really the only reason I've switched away from YouTube. But I never really listened to music that much in the first place, you know. You can be you. It's nothing but an endless game. Grass getting first place. Please somebody get me out of here. Please somebody, won't you get me out of here? Oh, get me out of here. Yep, that's right. Let your dreams take flight. Watch your life go out, let go out. Up until it breaks right through, blows a hole through you. You can fill it up, fill it up until it breaks. This side of the food so bright, you can eat it up, eat it up, eat until it makes love like it's a goddamn vibe, baby. Fuck it up, fuck. Oh, you can fuck until the sun burns out. We can rock or cloud. Oh my god, are you serious? Nice mishold, Bogo. Alright. Good luck. Thank you. Thank you for being around. I'm gonna take a second. Please do not go. I will be right back after. I will be right back. Um, I will boot up of the devil and hope that it like captures well. I'm looking forward to it. I am very looking forward to it, but I will try not to take too long. Let me just open it. Of the devil. It looks interesting. It looks very interesting. It should be fun. I will be back in a minute, so don't go anywhere. I will be right back. Oh my god. Okay, it has. Okay, I'm gonna have to adjust some settings on it. I'll be back in a second. Took a little longer than I thought it would, but it's okay. I'm back. I promise I'm back. Okay, so it just opened an exclusive full screen and fucked with my monitor. So I need to. Oh no, this is bad. Give me just a minute, chat. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is what I get for not doing this ahead of time. It does not like my computer. Oh no. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I might just change my monitor to be like 60 by 9. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. Okay. Or I can see if I can turn this off of exclusive full screen. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, we're oh god, why is it why do games open with exclusive full screen in 2026? What are you doing? What are we doing here? Okay, yeah, I'm turning my monitor to yeah, because my game does not like this. Give me a second. Because I can't like change the settings, so there's no setting screen. This is bad. Okay, we're gonna pause Spotify. Okay, we're gonna pause Spotify. We're gonna just do in-game 16 by 9 to change my Balatro capture to of the devil. Make it so that my scepter is 1920 by 1080. Refresh rate 120 supply. Okay, this should hopefully make it so that it freaks out less. Yes. Okay. 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 Let's see how this goes. Yeah, let me change the stream title, and I should have done this earlier. Let me do stream title and game as well. This is a work of fiction, it says. That is excellent to hear, because I was worried it would be real. But yeah. Of the death. Okay, let's see if this works. Alright, let's give this a try. Alright. Take a second for it to, like, come... Why? What? I just set my... Dude, what are you doing? Okay, okay. It's fine. All of a sudden, it's, like, not... It's fine. This is a work of fiction. Loading. Okay, on stream it looks fine, which is really interesting, because it looks very stretched to me. Okay, thank God. Thank God. Full screen window, that's all I need. Thank you so much. Holy shoot. Okay, we're so back. Okay, we can actually do that. Cool. The style looks great. Like, I love the visual style of this. Does that mean I can finally change my resolution back to ultrawide? Hell yeah. We're so back, chat. Okay, except I'm actually gonna... Actually, no, we're not gonna do that, because that's, like, making it look worse. We're just gonna keep it like this. We're just gonna keep it like this. We're gonna keep it like this. That's fine, that's fine. Okay, let's wait for my computer to, like, not die. It looks very cool, though. I love how this game looks so far. Ultra, sure. Target FPS, can I go higher than... 60 FPS is probably fine. Skip mode, red only, yeah. Fonts, defaults. Yeah, this is okay. Okay. I think we're good. I love the style of this game so far, though. Like, I love how it looks. New case. Episode 0. Let's get started. Let's do it. Of the devil. Okay. Whoa. Oh, I'm gonna turn down the volume a little bit. Oh my god, that's loud. Like that sound effect. Okay, that's probably fine. Rain sizzles off neon above me. The summer shower creates a noted uptick in the flickering of holograms down the street, and the slight blunting of the nice ambience. Emphasis on slight. Lights, cameras, and constant noise. The city's got insomnia with an uneven heart rate to prove it. There's no escaping the secondhand nervous energy of it all, but I'm pretty acclimated. Just a wave of worries cresting on the surface while I hold my breath deep below. Besides, a microdose of nightlife anxiety suits my mood just fine. Because if I'm not careful, this client of mine's gonna die in jail. Morgan. She's smoking. Don't smoke, kids. It's bad. It's fine. It's hard to get away with murder these days. People are still presumed innocent, at least on paper. But by the time they're in cuffs, there's hardly any shadows of doubt left. Because this whole world's lit up, mapped out, never unknown, and always online. Whether it's incandescent or neon or hollow, whether it's LCD, LED, or just the nearest phone screen, there's light shining on every last pixel of the map. And someone's always watching. Solitude's a rarity, anonymity is scarce, and criminal defense attorneys aren't exactly flush with customers. So you take whatever clients you can get. You don't balk at public defender work, no matter the hour. Should you find yourself in one of the last dark, quiet corners left in the whole world, well, smoke 'em if you got 'em. Not that there's much else I can do until my phone. Counselor, your public defender contract has been approved. You are expected at the 254th precinct. Present your ID at the door to enter. Arrive at least 15 minutes early. I'll try. Alright. Looks like the paperwork came through. It's nearly 3:15 now. 90 minutes since I took the job. Probably makes it about 2 hours since they finally got smart enough to ask for a lawyer. If they're really smart, they'll have used that time to get some rest. Because now that I'm here, things are gonna get busy. Of the Devil, Episode 0. And he shall appear. Disable tutorials. Enable them. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm fine with tutorials. I don't mind. Alright. Suspect not found. I'm on ultra graphics, but I do see a little bit of like aliasing and stuff. Precinct 254. It's a goddamn ghost town. With nothing but a hologram for a welcoming party. You're about a homicide. High clearance rates be damned. You'd think they'd treat it with a little more gravitas. But whatever, if I'm that unimportant, they've got no right to complain if I take my sweet time getting checked in. And I should take my time. Information's like cash in my line of work. You gotta spend it to make it. If you're flat broke, no one will give a shit what you have to say. So let's see if I can't poke around and shake some change loose. Heads up. Press the phone button or tap the phone icon in the top left to access the pause menu where you can save, load, or check settings. You can toggle on auto-advancing text with the auto button or check previous lines with the backlog button. Look around for points of interest. You can check to investigate the area. You'll earn credit for investigating anything and everything again. So it is quite literal. You are getting... You get credit from getting information. Credit is both a measure of your information gathering skills and your own credibility. So don't go broke. Okay. High traffic hallways, utilitarian furnishing, multiple screening stations. Plasmatic brutalism so textbook it could teach freshman level architecture. You can almost hear the building drone on and on about concrete and iron hard right angles. The civil planning equivalents of battle scars. Oh, I love this. I actually love this because I take my time to explore everything because I love seeing all the dialogue in like these types of games. And I'm literally just getting money for it. So like, hell yeah. From a fight won so long ago, they're starting to look ridiculous. I'm sure it was all very imposing back when it was built. Walking in here now with crime rates where they are, feels like a hospital ward for heavy-handedness. I can use WASD to look around. How does this work? I don't get the controls. So you press it and then you can like... And then you enter look mode. Interesting. An actual police lineup. It's like I walked into a museum. The controls are so weird. So you press the directional keys to enter a look mode, and then you can like click on something. It's a bit strange. Though museums tend to feel expensive and clean. Dusty, forgotten, probably lots of unpacked boxes. This homicide department's more like an attic. Hard to believe they were ever so busy that they had witnesses making IDs in the lobby. Then again, it's hard to believe they were ever doing lineups in the first place. Are you certain? Wasn't it dark? Don't you know that certain during traumatic memories, memory formation is blah blah blah. Poking holes in that setup must have been shooting fish in a barrel, and all during billable hours. There's no room to sow doubt anymore. Not when a moderate witness can just submit their testimony. I can't read today, what the heck? Just submit their testimony as a video recording. Assuming their phone didn't automatically file a police report for them. Okay. Interesting. We've done almost all this. We want to do this. The medium's cracked in the corner. Looks bad, but my phone's made of the same stuff, and I'm rolling the dice every time it falls off the sofa. Could probably null the warranty on one of these things with a loud sneeze. At least it's not broken entirely. Even at this hour, it's still dutifully scrolling through its notifications. Looks like the usual 1-to-1 ratio of public health alerts and inoffensive pop culture trivia you always get served at state buildings. But there's a few missing persons, too. 1 year of Silver Plan coverage, courtesy of Caduceus, as a reward for any... Silver's no joke. Family must be getting desperate. String not found, shoutouts. Control auto find. A data pad, I'll bite. So that works, that's pretty cool. Even when they're more advertisement than article, they can still be informative. In a flowery, roundabout, corporate propaganda kind of way. Keep an eye out for articles in the environment. They offer insight on the world around you and credit towards your investigation. Articles are added to your phone's reading list after you first read them. Choose the proper takeaway after reading them, you'll earn additional bonus credit too. Oh my god, they're giving me a reading comprehension test. That's so funny. Declaring the subway tunnels to be irreparably flooded, city engineers announced this week that all plans to just... I can't read this all out loud. Here's the thing about streaming this, because I can read it quietly on my own, but that feels a bit awkward since I'm sitting in silence, or I can read it out loud, but I don't like reading out loud. I do like dialogue, but yeah, I mean, it's okay. Saltwater damage, okay. Oh god, I mean, I need to get my brain into school mode. I'm about to go back to school in the next week, but you know, it's fine. Critically compromised or worse, civil engineering efforts will be refocused on maintenance and expansion of the hybrid super infrastructure system. I love public transit. Oh, wait. They're saying no more subway. Oh. Trams, highways, walkways, and skyscrapers into the canopies. Oh no, highways. Oh, it's so corporate. It's been a year since the subway last ran, decades since they ran schedule. Okay, but the subway's already gone. Investigations into Councilman Long's campaign's finest irregularities. Long has often found himself... With Long having stepped away from his political duties and works further... Okay. So this game is like very reading heavy. They give you, I mean, they ask you to read everything, and then they literally make you take a reading comprehension test, which is really funny. People and corporations alike have little choice for how they complete their morning commute. Okay, not all reactors. Okay. Oh my god, I don't know if I can do this for everything. I'm very bad at reading. Submarine taxi pods. Okay. Subterra made headlines last year with their... Local council members calling them mind-bogglingly wasteful and impractical in the extreme. What's my takeaway? Ballsy of them putting the paywall there. As if I'd reach for my wallet after having to read a word like aesthetical. Besides, I got the gist of it. Takeaway that the city will be focused on its efforts on. The canopy. Yay! I got it right. I'm media literate. I got an achievement for that. This is a game not for insert anime fan base here or manga fan base. There'll be increased scrutiny surrounding the canopy now that there's no plan B. It's a massive project with a massive budget. Lines the pocket of a lot of people, big and small. None of them would appreciate bad press at the moment. Not when Councilman Long's already thoroughly chummed the waters. Alright. I've taken in all the scenery and learned as much as I can here. Time to get checked in. It's a girl! But she's like virtual. Booted up fine, so far so good. Good morning! Morgan, here for the public defender contract. Could you please provide your name and... Great, please stand still for a moment. Oh wait, I said that. Okay. I wouldn't call intake hollows charming, more like harmless. But that's probably what the designers were aiming for. People don't mind a quirk or two in their text, so long as it never speaks out of turn. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble placing you. Could you please provide your name and date of birth? So far so good, was it? Scan my card. Say, why don't you just scan my ID card? Great. Now, could you just confirm your date of birth for me? Why'd they even bother asking? Birthday's on the damn ID card and my bio profile. You have to be a world-class airhead to get this question wrong. No problem, my birthday's... Oh my god. Oh my god, okay. Okay. Right, they're asking me to do this. Okay, December 26th! So her birthday was just a few days ago. That's crazy. But like a week ago. A little more than a week ago. Likes puzzles. Can fall asleep in any position. That's awesome. What happens if you get it wrong? You probably just lose some credit, don't you? Customized phone. Oh my god, I can buy... Do I buy with credits? I don't have any store credit. Okay, well I guess I'll buy this. Terms. Conductive resin. Interesting. Anyways, December 26th. December 26th. Perfect. Good morning, Morgan Counselor. Thank you for your timely arrival and for taking on this public defender contract. If you're ready to speak to your client, you can proceed to Counseling Quarter 3C. Is that what we're calling it now? You mean the interrogation room? I'm sorry to have caused any confusion. My vocabulary is regularly updated to better reflect state standards. Don't sweat it. I can't keep track of every new euphemism either. You could call it the involuntary wellness check room if they like. Doesn't change the way it makes a person feel, sitting in a stifled box of one-way panels. Nothing to see but their own reflection dully warped across gunmetal walls. Morgan Counselor, can I help you with anything else? Choices that progress the story forward will cause other options to shrink away when selected. Choices that take the conversation down side paths and before returning this point will not. Because the article you've read earlier, you've unlocked an additional choice in this dialogue. Read and examine at every opportunity to build up your knowledge and get the most out of every conversation. Why the disrepair? I know the city's not terribly concerned with the lower wards, but this is a police station. Why is it so goddamn dusty? This facility is currently undergoing renovations. Since when? The 60s? It has been 22 months since the timetable was last updated. They really don't see a lot of actions around here, do they? I'm sorry for any inconvenience you might have encountered. I'm adaptable. What about you? They ever gonna fix that crack? Thank you for asking. It has not interfered with my work. Well, that's all that matters, right? What are you? What are you? I'm a smart user interface, proudly sold by Noble Electronics. Thank you for asking. If you're interested, I can send you a link with information about our subscription packages. Should I send you a link with information about our subscription packages? No. Sorry. But what about credit? What about my I want information. I'm supposed to get information. No, sorry, that was a mean question to ask. That'll be all, thank you. You'll find the counseling quarters past our homicide detective's office through the door to your right. Thanks. But I think it's just me for now. So you could go on break if you like. Automated dependents do not take breaks, Morgan Counselor. Then what were you doing before I walked in? You'll find the counseling quarters past our homicide detective's office. Through the door to the right. Thank you. Ads don't get breaks, and they don't get any jokes. There's usually the humorless types that are the most fun to mess with anyway. This seems like lesbian Ace Attorney, and I love it. Cave opens. Has it gone bad or something? A voice. No, voices coming down from the hall. Compared to yours, probably. Thank God I sought for directions. The building was empty. The dust could have just told me to follow the echoes. One voice sounds older, rougher, decidedly low energy. Appreciate you ringing about me. God forbid I try to be serious. I don't know what to make these voices. When you see colored text, it indicates something added to your phone. Gotcha. A term. Terms. Automated dependence. So much world building. Oh, I thought I could click on this. Searching for this term may occur in account. What? Is that? Wait. Is that actually like? Is that something I have to worry about not doing? Data pads. Originally, yeah. So there's a lot of reading in this game, and I think that's fine. I don't mind. But I'm also like stupid. You've installed a subroutine on a device to disable and highlight our recommended premium external links. Consider disabling your subroutine so we can serve you a more tailored browsing experience. Credits. I have 6 credits. Awesome. Save. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. I know very little about this game, but it's fun, and I like Ace Attorney, so I need to play more of it. I have the collections on my computer. I haven't played past the first case. Anyways, well, the other rings with youthful indignation. Maybe I finished the first game actually. I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, I have Ace Attorney games I need to play. I should make this a thing. I should just like play all these types of games that I have. It's not like our job is important or anything. Definitely cops. And at this precinct at this hour, they might be the only 2 living, breathing people in the whole complex. Because why else would you bother to print all that out? I have completely lost the voices I put on the colors. It's fine. 1 document or 100 looks the same on a data pad. Anytime you question a suspect, you need to have a heavy file in hand. Makes them think you know them better than their priest, their mother, their big brother. 1984. I wasn't gonna say that. So, how many sheets of these sheets were blank then? No red carpet tonight, officers. Oh, sorry about that, ma'am. We don't keep that many extra hands around at these hours. Probably better to let the desk handle intake anyway. But mostly cheaper. You the lawyer? I am. Morgan Esquire. Pleased to meet you. Same here, counselor. Quasm London. And the ball of sunshine there is my partner, Farah Reyes. Ball of sunshine? She certainly is. Ha! Sorry if you were kept waiting. Chatter between the departments has been hectic all night. It's no trouble. Gave me time to enjoy my cigarette. Cigarette? Like tobacco? What are you, 80? You can't be more than a few years younger than me. We're the detectives in charge of this particular case. And it looks like tonight we're also your humble guides to the illustrious homicide department. I'm adding so much grit to my voice. I don't know how to voice characters. I'm very bad at this. Apologies in advance for any cobwebs. Pretty sure I've seen this London character around the courthouses before. He never struck me as more than just some old-timer. But I suppose being an old-timer is an accomplishment in and of itself in his profession. Sunshine is definitely a new face, though. Rigid in her posture and her attitude. 3 in the morning and her shirt still looks ironed. Freshly promoted, maybe? Two whole detectives working at these hours? Sounds serious. Unless you were just the first to arrive on the scene. No, we're not nearly that timely. Uniforms responded to the emergency calls within a few minutes. Calls, plural. Must have been quite the commotion. Look around, you think we're the first to arrive for anything? She's not wrong. We only tapped after circumstances at the scene indicated involvement with an ongoing investigation. Our ongoing investigation. Not very subtle, is she? But I may as well bite at this point. So you suspect that this client of mine is involved in some separate criminal activity. Wait, did they really not? No, I guess they wouldn't put it in a public defender's briefing. Look, consider this a professional courtesy, a fair warning, yeah? That's the heartbreak killer in that room. We've got the bastard dead to rights. So if you're kind, you'll help him plead it out. And if you're smart, you'll pass the shitstorm onto some other night owl and go back to bed. Oh my god, it's the first Ace Attorney case. They're like actually innocent, and we're like, we gotta like fix them. We gotta stop them, even though everyone thinks they're so guilty. I'm not feeling particularly kind or smart at the moment. So perhaps in the meantime, you'll be so polite as to fill me in about this heartbreak killer. They cover utilities at the rock you live under. Is there a problem? You're seriously not familiar with HK? Never heard of him. I've heard enough of him for a lifetime. That name has been plastered all over the city for weeks, their crimes wavering between breaking news and urban legend. The presumed goals flip-flopping from unadulterated anarchy to unappreciated vigilantism. At street corners, on the media, on the net, everyone's indulging in the exact kind of armchair detective speculation that I can't stand. And right now I need to figure out exactly how much the police are do or don't know. And when it comes to cops, I always get better results playing dumb than I do acting smart. Take it he's a repeat offender? Was it the killer part that tipped you off? You must have at least heard about his MO. Media's gone crazy with it. Along with everyone else. One bullet, straight to the heart. Body left to lie where it falls. Hence the name Heartbreak? Not exactly creative, but amidst the swirl of every other 100-word article out there, catchiness trumps originality. What you won't read about online is that all 6 of HK's victims were shot by the same gun, without even needing to reload. Horrible to say, I know, but 6 for 6. It's pretty good shooting, isn't it? Hitting the bullseye at the shooting range is good shooting. Doing it 6 times in a row is great. Shooting 6 people with accuracy like that, it's a whole different beast. It takes a certain kind of monster, a real freak. His pulse probably didn't even rise. I see. Sounds robotic is the right answer. Sounds horrific is... I really want to say this, but she said I should act dumb, right? F5, quick save. Does this work? That doesn't work. Okay. Save. Okay, no, it did work. I'm saving here anyways. Does this matter? Because everything so far has mattered. I guess I gotta, like... You almost make him sound like a machine. Is it possible that... No, it is not. There's no such thing as killer robots, madam. Of course, my mistake. So all those androids marching in the military, those robots patrolling in police uniforms, those drones dropping firebombs from the sky. I guess they're all firing blanks. Fair enough. Machines can kill, and they have been for decades. But they don't commit murder. Right. Evil like Heartbreak is all organic. It's a pretty terrifying thought. Should really start paying more attention to the news. I managed to miss 6 murders. Well, you can only blame yourself for missing 5. Pardon? You're still not getting it? HK's 6th victim was found a few hours ago. When we caught her, the son of a bitch red-handed. So, you're convinced that my client is this heartbreak killer, and tonight was just his latest crime. That's a serious accusation with very serious consequences. I take you have serious evidence to back that up? I was being literal, counselor. Red-handed. When we found your client, he was covered in her blood. Well, that's not good, is it? What you say certainly sounds compelling. Is that lawyer talk for open and shut? But even if that's the case, how does one crime scene make him look good for 6 murders? It's all there in the discovery files and the ARCs, of course. What's an ARC? Augmented reality crime scenes. Investigative tool where data harvested by the sensors is used to conduct a digital copy. ARC systems are used for. Okay. So it's like Detroit Become Human. You have an ARC and it's suddenly like. Okay. Good to know, I guess. Put in the local net on your phone and we'll turn over everything you need. I'll bet. Thanks for that, Detective. I'll be sure to read it over. But if it's all the same, could I ask you some questions while I've got you here? The hell kind of attorney wants to investigate the detectives? This kind of attorney. You're just that pleasant. Come on, sunshine. Not like we're gonna be punching out anytime soon, right? Whatever. I'll let your client do an interrogation all night for all I care. Sorry about that. Interro. You mean the counseling quarters? We're at your disposal, counselor. Alright. Latest noble android receive warm welcome. Oh god, okay. Surging sales of the animated 16 noble electronic stock was stunning 3% this week. A new record high. Okay, well this is gonna give me some credit if I read it right, so I gotta read it right. Oh god, I have no reading comprehension. I might actually be bad at this. Many investigators suspect at their latest infamous 2084 trade convention feature over 5%. In fact, go to the increased maintenance 50%. Okay. Some critics voiced concerns that food related traditionalist groups more business focused minds were alienated customers and industrial. Okay. The Animate 16 is poised to break profitability records. Rare organic androids completely replace their more robotic predecessors. Okay. The success can be attributed to remarkable lifetime personal electronic products. Noble's famed programmer Dr. David Asher. He programs the understatement of the sensory. Hashtag Noble in Industry Weekends because of a stirring solution that every Noble product from the sleekest assistance to the most intensive care physicians so beloved. Hey fam! Looks like you're not logged into this device. Dr. Asher was nowhere to be seen. Okay. Wanna put in your account info? He's in the news again. It's no wonder. Can't spit without it landing on a piece of noble tech these days. Especially not where the state's involved. Don't know if they'll bite when it comes to warm androids though. For government use, they're just... Phone. I think it was too expensive or... Backlog? Articles. Oh, I can just look at this. I can just look at this. Okay, that's good. I don't have to actually worry too much about it. Because I don't remember this. Increased maintenance cost, frail. Yeah. That has to be it, right? It has to be frail. Yeah. All androids undergo wear and tear, especially if they're directing traffic or suppressing crowds. So if these warm androids bleed pink all over themselves every time they take a rock to the cheek, it's just an endless stream of bad photo ops waiting to happen. Makes sense. Aaron Stark and uninviting. This must be Ray's desk. Keeping your workstation neat and tidy is admirable, but I can't spot a single mode of personalization. Is she so new she hasn't had time to unpack, or is she just really that uptight and boring? Both, maybe. Loose wires, missing panels, and an aircon system that probably splits more than the people it's supposed to cool. No room in the budget for making the office not look like shit, huh? I expected to find a lot of belt tightening on Homicide, but I didn't think their operation would be this bare bones. They've got a stunning clearance rate and they work fast. Guess the city sees that and just assumes their job is easy. Maybe their job is easy, what with our dear doting surveillance state eliminating so much of the footwork. But if your wheels don't squeak, you don't get your palms greased. So Homicide ends up as the only state department with a shrinking budget. A dumping ground for the police force's most unambitious and least popular. Damn. Okay, I think it's just this. Shouldn't have cleaned so much just for little me Detective London. Someone really needs to introduce this guy to a filing system, or even just a stapler. Paper documents scattered about lazily alongside actual photographs. Either he's really old-fashioned or really paranoid about data leaks. He doesn't look like the paranoid type. Well, orderliness aside, some things are better in paper, I'll give him that. Okay, nothing else jumps out at me around here. Got a better idea of who I'm dealing with, at least. I need to check out the crime scene data. I should have been set a link. Been granted access to state files. Reply C to confirm. Confirm. You reply C in order to confirm. We're talking to a person. I am an automated dependent. Ads are usually more polite. Our personalities are tailored to suit our users' preferences. So the state likes you to be a little authoritarian. You need to reply C. C. It's case sensitive. C. Thank you. Alright, if I project from my phone. Oh? He's reported authenticating, downloading, initializing. This is sick. Wait, this is so cool. I love this. We're not actually at the crime scene. We have, Alright, let's see what the police have... what they think is important. The murder weapon. A revolver found right next to the body. 6 empty casings found in each of the 6 chambers, meaning the gun's been fired 6 times. Looks like the crime scene techs practically disassembled the damn thing. But all they found were fingerprints belonging to my client. So he was found by the police with the murder weapon right in front of the body. Don't even know where to start. Highly prejudicial would be an understatement. The victim's body. Cause of death, ballistic trauma. Class 4 blood loss, atrium and aorta. Single gunshot wound to the heart, in brief. Death was instantaneous. No injuries anywhere else, and no blood or skin under her nails. Blood splatter forensics and all the other good stuff tells him that she was shot from there. So the killer was standing in the door when they fired. It's a vase. Seems like this vase got tossed aside at some point. Yet there's not a scratch on it. Must be pretty damn durable. Is it not supposed to be delicate? Maybe it's making a statement. A stand-up mirror shattered and knocked over. Real glass. No screens or cameras here. It was hit hard. Hard enough to come unattached from his arm, where shards of glass were scattered. Far enough to land on the victim's body. What a mess. It's all the big-ticket items. What about the security? Looks like the apartment was unlocked all night. It's not uncommon for people their age in a neighborhood like this. But no signs of forced entry only hurts my client's case. What about the rest of the room? There's not much else flagged here. Just a lounge chair that got thrown and... whatever that is. Unidentified ceramic debris? Flag is irrelevant? That's their technical assessment? Because even the crime scene techs weren't sure what to make of it. Okay. That's everything that the police highlighted. But did I miss anything? That was something. The hell is that? Something in the victim's hand? How the hell did... It's just a pill organizer. Looks like some immune adjusters, NSAIDs, and tripexazone, a synthetic glucocorticoid medication. Taken daily to reduce rejection in symptoms like phantom pain and generalized itch. The autopsy said her tox screen was clear, but it's not like it matters. She could have swallowed every medicine cabinet in the city and it wouldn't change the cause of death. It's odd, but ultimately irrelevant. Everything else here is all very incriminating, but the kicker is everything that's not here. No out-of-place DNA footprints, crumbs. IoT. One of the coolest ways the IoT improves our lives is through use of crumbs, small packages of data. But the day. That makes sense. They're like cookies, but like not okay. Crumbs let you see where you've been, so then you can see where you should go. Want us to start leaving crumbs our way? Don't worry, crumbs are enabled by default. Interesting. Interesting. I love this. I love like the vibes. It's really cool. I think that points towards anyone except my client. Wow, I've done more with less before. But not much more. Go to Phoenix, write it. I'm really gonna have to sing for my supper this time. Better get started. Who the hell's messaging me this time of night? First person who comes to mind is... Suppose it could be something important. Red! What couldn't wait until morning? Good news, of course. Got a job for you. That's a pretty cheery way to tell me you violated parole. Well, not that kind of job. Besides, I've been covering my tracks. This is something different. Kind of thing I can't handle with just a keyword and phishing scheme. I need you to sue my gym teacher. Not that kind of lawyer, sorry. Hey, at least let me finish. What they do? Make me run laps? Not illegal. Let me finish! They made me run laps? Even though I said I had a stomach ache. Said. Gotta be like youth endangerment. Depraved indifference or some kind of shit. Sounds like you already got a strong case. Try self-representing this time. What's with the blow-off? Nice phrasing. Oh wow, I'm laughing so hard right now. See? Cute. Wait, no, you're a child. But also so cute. Is that your mugshot? I'm not gonna get a copy of my mugshot and use it as a reaction. Glad you found the use case. This person's based. But I'm working right now, so anything cool? Homicide. Oh, cringe. Wait, what kind of homicide? Is it HBK? Is that the kind of morbid thing kids your age talk about? Teens my age. And yeah, we can read. Compared to the corruption in the headlines. Old-fashioned murder like Hardy B is like... Wait. It's not heartbreak. Then why'd you take the job? You see the 98% conviction rate as a challenge or something. Taking up lost cause pro bono's work? It's pro bono. That was autocorrect. You know they give lit homework for a reason, right? This is borderline concern nagging. Maybe you really are a bleeding heart. Or just a sucker. I'm not a sucker. Nice phrasing. You should go to bed, Fran. Tomorrow's Sunday. I can stay up if I want. Tomorrow is Sunday. Because today is Saturday. What's with the carpe diem shit? It's nearly 4 AM, kid. Got school in like 3 hours. School on Saturdays. Shit! Repeat offenders may be good for business. That kid's bad for my blood pressure. Important text message, I take it? Just your typical teenage drama. So then, you wouldn't mind filling me in on a few details. Okay, this unlocked, so let's take a look at the unlock. By the way, I couldn't help but notice that you're light on staff. It's 3 in the morning. Were you expecting a parade? Thought there'd at least be a few androids around. Aren't many androids in any police station this week. Not while the brass is renegotiating contracts. Contracts with Noble? Good guess. Hardly. They're the biggest robotics corp there is. Could spend all day in Center City without leaving their office's shadow. Yes, we're very fortunate to have them headquartered here. Saves them some money on shipping, at least. These talks never last that long. I'm sure they'll be back to writing checks for Noble ads by the end of the month. Even with Noble pushing those warm androids? Warm, yuck. Might as well call it the adult line. Might see him in the bigger departments or out on patrol, but not around these offices. Warm or cold, there's no such thing as an android detective. Yet. Yet? Really? Yeah, you think that'll happen? We already use ads for patrolling, securing the scenes, pacifying crowds. Doesn't seem like that big of a stretch to me. You're joking, right? Android detectives? I'm sorry, but as a large language model, I can't do detective work. With all the pain we go through getting witnesses to talk to us? With your warm personality, I can't imagine. A cop knocks on your door, starts asking questions, you're gonna be put in a bad mood. An ad knocks on your door, calls you a degenerate criminal in a synthesized voice loud enough for the whole neighborhood to hear. You're gonna start posting shit that'll get you put on the list. Well, we certainly don't want that. The flesh and blood witnesses are becoming less and less common anyway. Camera, sensor, satellites. We already get all our facts from machines. Give it a few more years, it might make sense to let machines be investigating too. The police union wouldn't let that happen. She needed enough specified. It's the only real union there is anymore. So how about the basics? What exactly has my client been charged with? The client, Carlos Backer Flat. Carlos Backer Flat. Heartbreak. Suspended due to... Reward suspended due to influx of false reports. Likes killing, dislikes getting caught. Flat. First degree homicide. So this is the guy, but he's a different profile from the Heartbreak Killer. And then London. Listens to podcasts. What is... Okay, this is Morgan. Carlos Flat. First degree homicide, registered birth. Heartbreak. Oh wait, this is Reyes. Bad at games of chance, enjoys watching product reviews. What do you think about Marquez Brownlee? Right eye, Osiris Elite 86, so she's like a cyborg. It's Cyberpunk 2077. That's crazy. Using his middle name already, they really do think he's a serial killer. The charge being the first degree murder of his girlfriend, a Miss Diane Dawn. Why'd he kill his girlfriend? What's the cause? Evidence. Victim. Victim is evidence. The victim, Diane Dawn, was a 27 architectural genetics researcher. Got shot through the heart. No known connection with previous HK victims. Oh, here's the thing, right? I love the visual style of this game, I think is what I was gonna say. It's so good. Debris. Flag is irrelevant on next pass. Which is probably means it's not irrelevant. Same with this pill organizer. Tripex. Right, so she's like, she takes medicine to avoid cyberpsychosis or whatever. First degree, that's increasingly rare, to say the least. It's rare for anything to get handed anything but crimes of passion around here. The city's got damn near more cameras than people. So you gotta be really, really stupid to try and get away with murder. Well, Heartbreak's got away with it 6 times, so what's that make it? 5 times, and that makes them insane. It's gonna go with extraordinary. Let's split the difference and say he's extraordinarily insane. But nunchops like that aren't renowned for their ability to think ahead. So what makes you think this was premeditated? How about the fact that he stalked and killed 5 other women as a warm-up? A warm-up? 5 previous bullets, 5 previous victims. None of them knew each other, lived near each other, worked in the same fields. Weeks of digital autopsies crawling up and down their online profiles. Digital autopsy. Bypassing investigation. Bypassing... Oh god, this is so dystopic. Widely scrutinized. Terrible processes. Grave cobbling. How to stop stolen identity. How to delete that profile. Comparable product processor offered as a paid service by legal or funerary groups to help next of kin recover or delete. A defense against data criminals attempting to steal identities of the dead before their accounts are wiped by state processes. This is crazy. I kind of love this game. Why is this like unread? I like how we just have these though. It's nice to know. Nothing. So this serial killer chose his victims at random. If they have nothing in common. Yeah, nothing in common at all. Other than that, they all look like cousins. The physical similarities are striking. All five prior victims were young women with brown hair and eyes, about the same height, comparable weight. Well, those features aren't exactly uncommon. Couldn't it be a coincidence? If you really believe that, you should quit your job and start buying lotto tickets. HK's got himself a type. Anyone can see that. Really gonna try and tell me you don't see the resemblance? Young woman, brown hair, brown eyes. Can't tell how tall she is from a portrait, but I can take the hint. So you think what exactly? That Carlos Flat wanted to kill his girlfriend so badly he went out and shot 5 other women first? Hey, if the shoe fits. If the shoe fits, then you put the shoe on them. What Sunshine means is that it's not uncommon for killers to displace their violence from people close to them onto outlets with fewer consequences. Drifters, loners, strangers, workers. He was probably building up the nerve for tonight by first practicing on these other similar women. Or he's just so far gone that he can't tell the difference anymore. It's not the worst theory in the world. It doesn't fit. I want to claim that those previous victims were practice runs, dress rehearsals for tonight's main event. But if that were the case, there'd have been signs of hesitation, nerves. There'd have been mistakes. On top of which, guns are impersonal. Execution shots even more so. There's no sadism or hatred or intimacy in a single bullet to the heart. Killing your girlfriend or her lookalikes usually is, if nothing else, a lot less sterile, if you ask me. What was that? What the hell was that? What the hell? Interesting. Evidence. Yeah, all this is unread. ARC's crime scene data. Lost capture confirms the following. Victim was shot from the doorway. No unexpected DNA crumbs or fingerprints. No evidence of visual tampering. Piece of glass. A broken standing mirror. Hit with enough force. Autopsy report. Some handwriting at the bottom. Same handiwork as previous 5. Lab managed to confirm ballistics match 2. Base. Weighty and sturdy. Wait. Base, weighty and sturdy, remains featureless even after being tossed. And, debris. Ceramic debris of indeterminate origin. Why is the vase knocked over and, like, nothing happened to the vase? But it's also, like, apparently, like, left some debris behind. Or some kind of debris. This is relevant. This is definitely relevant. This is like, important. Well-chambered 6-chambered 10mm revolver, well-maintained but old, has Flat's fingerprints on it. Okay, timeline. I saw the time of death was 9 PM on the autopsy, but do you have a timeline for the rest of the night's events? Can't trust much of what comes out of his mouth. But we've managed thanks to less biased sources. And we're pretty confident about what we've been able to piece together from their statements. So the interviewed witnesses sounds eerily similar to real police work. The suspect and his girlfriend were arguing loudly with one another starting around 8 PM. Neighbors were very clear about that part. Couldn't wait to tell us all about the happy couple's domestic problems. Everyone in the building knew they'd been fighting for weeks. As you probably gathered from what you saw in the arcs, there was a struggle. Furniture turned over, glass shattered, but things go quiet sometime before 9 PM. And then there's a gunshot. Scrubbers are still scrubbing, looking for audio from the area to get a timestamp. Net scrubbing refers to the process of scouring all available data posted on the net within a certain time frame. Location date range for evidence of crime. Brute force work is performed by automated dependents. Human supervisors must establish search constraints. Just impactors spike from Senator Bancroft. Suspicion is a key killer. Polling is indicated voters rarely held a strong position on the process, and the topic has since faded from public discourse. I heard from enough concerned citizens to be pretty damn sure about the time. Right Emergency Services got a burst of calls from the block shortly after 9 PM. No one seemed to recognize the sound for what it was, but the silence that followed was pretty universally alarming. Officers arrive on the street at 9:08 PM, establish a perimeter, enter through the open front door at 9:10 PM. And then they find their client crouched over his dead girlfriend, his hand covered in her blood. That's coat he was wearing, taken for a lab techs. So it's on his coat. At which point they moved to secure the scene and the suspect. Sorry, did you say his hand, singular? Your client's modded, cybernetic right arm. Yeah, that makes sense. Body modifications. Historically, mods been classified by the section of the user's spinal cord interfacing occurs on. This system does not account for mods that interact directly with the human brain. Above the neck. Posting their own new classification systems. Can you return mods? Can you undo mod surgery? Best reviewed neural implants 2086. Okay. What modded are we talking about here? Registered with a HAL 85 Habilis. Industrial grade looks like. Boasts an impressive combination of grip strength, dexterity, and low cost of maintenance. Success of it and its sister products went a long way to securing state contracts. So let's see. Say spec for dexterous manipulation up to class 4 KPA, which means a minimum grip strength of, well, basically, he could crush your neck without even gritting his teeth. Why do you use a gun? Considering a career change? No, it's not that, it's just... Your eye must be very sensitive for you to put the patch on back on each time. And here I thought you just had a 14-year-old sense of fashion. You think a cop would cover up her dominant eye because it was fashionable? I actually thought the same thing the first time we met. You what? But getting back on track, that arm of his has been in the shop for some time now. He can't work without it. Money got tight. He arguing? Yeah. When did he put his arm in for repairs? 8 days before HK's first victim was killed. Well, no chance they'll be willing to chalk that up to coincidence. Your client was arrested on the scene after a preliminary scan found his fingerprints on the revolver. And no one else's. The revolver, what kind? The old kind. The real old kind. More specifically, a Calver M54, 6-chamber 10mm. Calver? How retro. You don't know the half. We're talking steel chamber, real gunpowder, mechanical firing pin. And no tags. No tags? How is that? Just how old are we talking here? Yeah, 24/7 location data, timestamp trigger pulls. Safety is coded to owner biometrics. For the past 3 decades, tags have made shooting crimes very unambiguous. So you're claiming my client used some kind of antique to commit these crimes? How else do you think he'd have gotten away with this 5 other times? If he tried to buy a gun legit, he'd probably fail his very first psych check. And even jailbroken pieces are only good for so long before update withdrawal sets in. So then M54, that's model year 2054. 30-year-old gun. Well, that sure complicates things, doesn't it? In some ways, sure. But pre-tagging firearms are rare. Gotta be less than 1,000 left in the whole country, and fewer still compatible bullets. The ammunition would have to be over 30 years old too. The novelty of his weapon has kept us in the dark so far. But now that we have our hands on it, it's gonna put him away for good. Archive department complained loud as hell about how deep they had to dig. With the protocols they found, the techs were able to match the rifling marks of all 6 bullets of the gun your client was found with. Rifling marks? Bullets fired from guns that old are marked by the bullet barrel shape. So if all 6 bullets had the same rifling marks, we know that they were all fired by the same gun. It's not as plug-and-play as tags are, but it's equally precise science, I assure you. And if that's not damning enough, the spent casings from the other 5 shootings were still in the chamber, without even needing to reload. The caliber your client found with is the gun HK used to kill 6 women. No way to lawyer around that. Untagged gun, just being anywhere near a weapon like that could warrant your arrest. Being found by the bullet over a dead body with an untagged gun used at 5 other crime scenes is just... Let's summarize then. You believe my client fought verbally then physically with his girlfriend. Then he retrieved this weapon and shot her? Yeah, pretty much. How did he look when the officers found him? Guilty. How was his effect? Quiet, detached, stiff. Not exactly the picture of a grieving partner. Every action may have lost some points with the cost beyond that. People react to loss in all sorts of unusual ways. And so long as the police are suspicious of you, there's no right way to grieve. Checking my phone here, and I have to say, I've done a pretty admirable job of keeping the details of HK's crimes secret. Heartbreak killer. Hey there! Looks like you're trying to search for a term related to an ongoing investigation until authorities may have made their findings public. Results may be heavily curated or temporarily unavailable. Calvert. 2031 to 2062, the born the Calvert branding. The once iconic brand was briefly revived in 2071 Q2 with a series of video game memorabilia before this being discontinued in 2071 Q3. Crazy. less reputable sites are doing some real journalistic acrobatics trying to piece together a story. Yeah. Top 11 theories on who hurt HK was a real waiting game. It's not just journalists, though. All kinds have been emboldened. The freaks that HK's managed to bring out of the woodwork in just a few weeks. Can you blame them, though? I mean, he's a genuine serial killer. Repeat offenders in general are endangered species, but he's gotten away with... You know what he's gotten away with. Take a look around this detective. National DNA Registry is robust enough that cases never go cold. Cameras on every street, a phone on every citizen. Violent crime at an all-time low and clearance rates at all-time highs. But you're gonna spout some alt-pole bullshit about invasion of privacy? No, I'm not. People are safer now than at any other time in history, detectives. So when someone like Hartwig does come along, good point, haha. I'm just trying to look like he can laugh it off. The pressure from the higher-ups must be reaching its peak. They want, maybe need, to see someone charged, and that makes them predictable. Yeah, well... Even if there's nothing standard about HK, Department SOP still dictates we starve the media for case details. That way, when we do feed them, they're grateful for whatever scraps they get. We can't take all the credit this time around. Homicide's tight-nipped and tight-lipped, but... It's not like there's much information for us to leak in the first place. Why's that? Because none of the shootings were caught on the opt-in crime surveillance system. Optics. Partnership program, Dallas for the free sharing of surveillance security data. Optics is cited reports. And serves as key evidence of criminal proceedings was considered admissible as by default. How is that even possible? I know there are some rough areas in the lower wards, but Optics is watching every other street in the entire city. You're saying you haven't seen this killer on camera once? Think we'd have let him kill 6 people if we did? It's a robot that killed, isn't it? There's a robot in the vase. Hear me out. There's a robot in the vase. And it, like, rebuilt the vase. I understand your concern, ma'am, but Optics is only what it says in the name. Private surveillance system signing up to feed into the state security network. It's not perfect, just another one of the many public safety tools in our belt. It's not meant to be perfect, it's meant to help us solve crimes. Sorry. Or at least act as a deterrent. One would hope so. The voices for the characters have completely gone away. I'm tired and sleepy. It's fine. I do want to try to maybe finish this chapter. Anyone crazy or desperate enough to commit a crime in a city like this couldn't care less about anything as vague as their consequences of their actions. It's like a safety blanket, one with very few holes left in it. It does have holes. Patching up those remaining holes takes effort. That effort usually means rebooting the system. So all kind of technical details and digital bureaucracy involved. The end result is that there are occasional localized blackouts. The math used to schedule them is not impossible to predict. Those windows of opportunity are small and short. Taking advantage of them requires specific knowledge. You need to be involved in law enforcement, pub data, or city planning. I'd have mentioned it if my client was a cop, and he wouldn't have needed a public defender either. His file says he's modded for heavy mass manipulation, not tech interfacing. That just leaves city planning. Does he work construction for the city? HK has only ever struck at times and locations where Optics would be down. Even with the devil's own luck. Can't possibly be coincidence. Wait, so you're saying when this woman was killed, yeah, there's a blackout from 8 to 9 tonight. Right on schedule, so to speak. It included the area surrounding the victim's apartment. What about DNA from the other crime scenes? Was my client a match? There's been no blood, no saliva, no suspect DNA at any of the crime scenes. No footage and no forensics? Also no motives, tampering, or witnesses. It's been like hunting a damn ghost. We didn't even have a murder weapon until now. Finally, a lucky break for the boys in blue. Scanners, cams, drones, forensics, no matter how you dress it up with tech, all detective work relies on one basic assumption. People make mistakes. But HK is the kind of monster who doesn't make mistakes. Only reason we even caught him tonight was because he finished what he had set out to do all along. So is my client on the list of suspects before tonight? Weren't you listening? There was no list of suspects. Questioned some X's, a few CIs. Someone even spoke to one or two unlisted at some point, but nothing came of it. There was talk about starting on some kind of psych eval or something, but I never expected much to come of that. There's just not enough there to work with. In other words, the only thing they have, the only thing they could have to link my clients to those killings is the murder weapon. If I can jostle that keystone, then the rest of their case should start to come loose as well. Thanks for the chat detectives, I think I understand the background well enough now. Candidly, I see the same strokes you do, and the picture it paints isn't pleasant. But even so, it seems a bit unrefined to be brought before a judge, don't you think? Hey, it's only our job to catch the bastard. The DA is the one who gets the conviction. Besides, we're not exactly going to have to work hard to convince anyone of his guilt. Why is that? Because we found a handwritten confession at his desk. Well, that's unexpected. I'm sorry, you're just now telling me that he wrote a confession? Has it been verified? Not yet. We have to muscle past everyone and fraud and disinfo to get to the front of that line. Why bother? The note's covered in his fingerprints. There's a copy of the discovery data, but I should warn you. It doesn't exactly make for light reading. I have to manage somehow. I need to see this confession for myself. Sorry for everything. Can't say it enough. Didn't mean to hurt you or do what I did. Did not want any of it to happen. Can't stay in control when I get mad. When I'm not in control, I hurt people without meaning to. Which I didn't broke them. Didn't mean to at first, but I was hurting. Wanted you to hurt too, but didn't want to hurt you. Words are enough, I know that now. I'll take responsibility and do what I've been avoiding. Please forgive me. That was difficult to read. Barely legible, in fact. Well, gotta spin on that? No need. But it's a confession. Not a confession that he signed, though, is it? Not yet. And not one he intends to sign anytime soon, considering that he asked for representation. Yeah, the most wanted man asked for a lawyer and got you. Guess you're both lucky. Hardly. I just happened to be awake when the call went out. But I'm not so flush with work that I can afford to turn tail now. So if you don't mind, I'd like to go and speak with my client. What? He's not still handcuffed in there, is he? Look, counselor, with all due respect, we have strong evidence pointing to that man being responsible for 6 murders. 2 hours or so in cuffs isn't cruel or unusual. And that's for your safety as well. It's kind of you to worry, but I doubt I'll be in any danger. He's killed 6 women. None of them were redheads. Seriously, though, I'd like to speak with him alone now. Camera's off, if you don't mind. Mic's on or off is your call, counselor. But we'll be watching the feed from right outside in case anything happens. And the cuff that is, stays on. That worried about me? How chivalrous. Yeah, my armor is practically blinding. Gross, I'll start up the unlock cycle. Counselor, just one last word of advice. If you have any interest in his well-being, I suggest you help him sign the confession. Not a bad idea. I do get paid either way. But the defense part of defense attorney isn't just for show, detective. I mean it. 6 people dead is one thing, but he's also caused weeks of widespread terror and public unrest. Putting it another way, he's made the state look bad. That's a capital crime if there ever was one. And even if the death penalty is not actually on the table these days, I can guarantee he's not going to like whatever rehabilitation plan they draw up for him. Look, I've seen the virtual work release program in person, and it's... due to ongoing controversy, search results are temporary. That's crazy. Being challenged before the Supreme Court. Yeah, sometime in the next decade, maybe. Remember, a plea deal might feel like a loss for you, but if it keeps him from, well, that's probably a win for your client, right? Since sentences are generally lighter for those who plead guilty, that much is true. Saves the courts a great deal of time and money, and they show their gratitude with reduced sentences. But no one will ever be grateful towards the heartbreak killer. Yeah, anyone convicted for killing 6 people, they'll never rest in their mind another day in their life. 3:55 a.m. June 5th, 2086. Entering the door, the D003. He's a dude. He looks so gay. It's depressing as hell in here. They need to liven this place up. Carlos flat, right? Hope you don't mind if I get comfortable. Got a lot to cover, but this shouldn't take all night. What are you... Look, I already told you people, I didn't... Not a cop, Carlos. First thing from it. I'm a lawyer. You're a lawyer, in fact. And I'm here to help you. Yeah, well, they said that too. All of them did. Back there, in here, kept repeating it the whole ride over. Said that they were gonna help me, that they knew this was all a mistake. Then they said that I killed, acting like they were on my side, and they thought that I could have, that I... It's not their job to help you, Carlos. But it is mine, and I'm here now. He's still in shock. I need more information, but if I approach this the wrong way, he'll just clam up even more. You're exhausted. It's probably difficult to think, let alone speak. But I'd like you to try and answer a few questions. The police already questioned you, I'm sure. Since they were treating you as a suspect, not as a client. Okay. So what did you want to know? About you. Let's start simple. Something mundane, grounded, wrote. I'd like to know a bit more about you first, Carlos. Something like, what line of work are you in? I'm with city engineering. Or I was, or I should be. As I thought. The police must be convinced he mapped the optics blackouts using data he stole from work. My arm, I got it slotted for the job, and, Carlos, I need more than that. So what do I know? Works in city engineering, not a desk job. Ray said he was monitored for work, and that arm must be in custody at the moment, but based on his shoulder, it'd have to be pretty... utilitarian? Right? It'd have to be pretty utilitarian. Utilitarian, yeah. He doesn't strike me as the type who's enamored with the aesthetics of modding. The young and the restless and the rich swapping in neon and chrome limbs because they like the way it looks. Or the way it makes other people start looking at them. No, he's pragmatic, grounded, and yet very unlucky. In which case, I should be too. You know, my brother wanted to mod. Really? Really? I don't even have a brother. He had everything planned out. A whole career path of promotions and bonuses and the upgrades they'd afford him. Then came his 18th birthday present. Test results politely informing him that he's not a viable candidate. That sucks. I think he felt relieved, actually. Seemed like it was a weight off his chest. Like he was glad he didn't have to choose. Does that make any sense? Yeah, I think it does. I always figured if I'd start it all, I'd start small. Hand her in, test the water. Never thought about lobbing my whole damn arm off, but the recruiter was enthusiastic. He said, because of the NCDA, there was financial aid and resources. Of course, that got shit-canned. So now me and every other modder is royally screwed. Couldn't even let me keep the tax credit. The New Citizens with Disabilities Act was amended, not repealed. But I doubt he'd appreciate the distinction at the moment. I work the tighter spaces, the high-vote environments, mostly canopy upkeep. Typical stuff for modders, you know? He's speaking freely now. Don't need to do much more than repeat his words back at him to keep him talking. The right word choice here and there could still make a difference. Tighter spaces. Sorry. You work on the canopy? You must be... Okay, I should save, honestly. I should be saving before every choice, but I've been kind of raw dogging it up until now, because I'm not that stupid, but I'm kind of stupid. You must be under a lot of pressure. You must be under a lot of pressure now that the subways are cordoned off. Damn straight, and this crap with Long? Once word got out that this case against him was real, every desk job in the chain became terrified of their own shadow. All of them convinced that internal affairs is gonna come knocking if they misplace so much as a paperclip. Everything by the book means no room for compromise, no room for problem solving. No room for engineering? Yeah. No patience for screw-ups. Trying very hard not to look at his shoulder. Why are you wearing your prosthetic right now, Carlos? Yeah, that. Rejection issues starting last month. A lot of sleepless nights. Rejection? Did the therapy not take? Also adjusting my body, depending on individual's viability. Medications. Improvements made in recent years. It's not like that. I wasn't oozing pus out of my sockets or anything. And do these rejection issues have anything to do with your scars? Not the way you're thinking. I'm right-handed. So those cuts on his face are just from shaving? Never thought this go so long would have to relearn how to do everything. And the problem started small, trembling. But then spasms, just oversensitivity, they said, an easy fix. But the problem got bigger. Couldn't let it get that far. You need to be able to trust your own hands when you're on the job site. Drop a cutter at the wrong moment, and people could get hurt. So I sat down, made an appointment, turned in my arm, and watched my case get placed at the back of the damn line. Where'd you turn it in? Some mass turnaround chop shop with a waiting list like you wouldn't. Doesn't sound like you're a happy customer. Hell no. I found another dozen clinics with shorter wait times. But as long as I'm renting and not owning, the manufacturer decides where your arm gets maintenance. That's why I'm sitting here with this expensive ass stump for a shoulder. That's not fairly legible note. Lots prosthetic. Submitted 5 weeks ago at a Hal Partner adjustment clinic. That's why I'm sitting here with this expensive ass stump for a shoulder. I haven't been able to work in weeks. Bosses were generous enough to say my position might still be there when I've got 2 working arms again. You couldn't buy or rent a replacement yourself just in the meantime? I serve at the pleasure of the state, and they've got exclusivity tracks with Hindi, all locked up white knuckle tight. Hindi? How Industries? How Industries. As I recall, he's registered with one of their Phyllis models. Took one step on site with uninsured tech. Forget the fines, I'd lose the down payment and my arm. I'd never work in the city again. This was last quarter. Maybe I could have worked something out with management, but like I said, no one's taking their neck out now that Long's in depot shit. You mentioned discomfort. It's been updated? Luck poor. Are you in pain? Pain will come and go. It's the itches that'll kill you. And the phantoms come back pretty fast when I don't have anything. Phantom pain. Stimuli stops coming. Usually spring. Stimuli stops coming. Vision, faulty isolation. Wait, over whether the modern scene has increased or not. I see. Phantoms come back when I don't have anything arm-shaped attached to me. Didn't they give you something to, well, wear in the meantime? Something the clinic's thrown out for cases like this? What they gave me is a dead weight, 3-jointed landfill piece of shit. Sorry, it's just... Ooh, It's a very shitty feeling having a part of your body that you know they cut corners on. It fits, it's compatible, technically. I can slot it in and feel on balance again. But the fingers don't even bend, the quick twitch motors are way off. It's like walking around with your arm asleep, or dead. So are you wearing it when... Were you wearing it when you were arrested? No, I wasn't. I'm pretty sure I saw the police bagging it as evidence, so... Bronzier prosthetic before the model. Customers frequently say issues. Where is it currently in place in the city? Can't have gone too far. So Detective Reyes is being quite literal about how he was found. The victim's blood on his left arm only, because at the time of question he didn't even have a right. No inconsistencies in the story so far. He's opened up as well as can expect. This will have been a win for the both of us. Now comes the delicate part. Carlos, you and the victim were romantically involved. How long did you two know each other? Right. Known her since college. Shared a few classes, some mutual friends. Always got along. Eventually we just got together at some point. Guess I never actually asked her out the real formal way. Sounds pretty cowardly saying that out loud. Diane, she was in genetics, focused her studies on agriculture. It always takes them a few tries to get used to using past tense. Just finished her postgrad work this year. Hired right out the gate. Practically headhunted, you believe that? Practically headhunted. Of course she was. Any company would be lucky to have her, unlike... It was a real-ass job, paid real-ass money, too. So her career was starting to pan out. His years had fallen into the mother of all slumps. Where was she hired? Pedigree? No, Peregree Laboratories. I say that like the name matters. The whole setup's under Harco's umbrella. That doesn't narrow it down. Harvest Corporation grows a third of the soybeans and corn in the entire country. One client that size, the lab wouldn't need any others. Now, no corporation earns the mega prefix without a little throat cunning. But Harco is about as tame as big business can get. Predictable like the seasons, no one's gonna buy that they had some lab tech murdered because of corporate greed. Had she adjusted well to her new job? Yeah, they loved having her there. She never mentioned arguments or disputes, corporate politics getting rough? I don't think so. Not like I've been a good listener lately. Never got the impression that she... Look, no one I know could do this to her. There's nothing she could have done that would deserve what happened to her. It's a long shot hoping for a disgruntled character from her past to shift blame onto. With no other suspect, I can't just reshuffle the detective's suspicions. I have to disprove their argument entirely. Thank you, Carlos. That was very helpful. It was? Now I'd like to tell me whatever you can about what happened. Uh-oh. Start at the beginning and take your time. The details are important. Alright, Miss, Morgan. I'll try, Morgan. When you're ready, we were arguing. Been arguing a lot lately. Arguing about stupid stuff. Hadn't been working, haven't been making money, haven't been pulling my weight. I was mad at myself, but more than that, I was jealous of her. Jealous over nothing. Jealous over goddamn money. The reports say you were arguing about around 8 p.m.? 8? Yeah, it must have been when we started. Got into it and I said a lot of things that I shouldn't have. Said one thing that I really, really shouldn't have. Crossed the line and we both knew it, so I left. You left? Walked out the front door. Thought some fresh air might help me cool off. Help me figure out what to say to make it up to her. Of course the air wasn't fresh, just humid, thick like mud. What was pissing away the time, Diane, was... Did you bring your phone with you or any other electronics? Kinda stormed off to you and take my key fobs. Didn't even lock the door behind me. The optics down, traffic and street level cameras were popped up. That leaves... Go through a checkpoint or talk to anyone with modded eyes? You buy anything, cash or credit? No, not even a vending machine. Not even a damn vending machine, huh? Hey, I've met my match. How can anyone be this unlucky? That's quite unfortunate. Just wanted quiet at the time. Needed to wallow in it, really. Sorry if I don't have all the details straight in my head. Is if my exact route would help the cams probably. What? What is it? He doesn't know. Optics was what? Can that even happen? And there's no other proof you were out at the time Diane was killed. And you've got no alibi. This can't... Listen, I can't do this. I couldn't... Carlos, I'm the one person you don't have to try and convince. After all, I'm your lawyer. So let's just get it out there and see what we've got to work with. Right. You said you left to clear your head. So what made you come back? I came back because I heard a noise. A loud noise. I didn't know what it was. It was loud and it scared me. And it came from the direction of our apartment. I was walking back at first, but at some point I must have started running because when I got back I was so out of breath. When I saw that the front door was open, something dropped in my chest and my lungs wouldn't... You live on the first floor, right? Yeah, first floor apartment, street-facing entrance. We were proud of that when we first moved in. Like it was some kind of big deal. In the hallway, I saw her, but I didn't realize. I never thought that she was... The lights were off, the whole room was a mess. I thought we had been robbed or she had fallen or... There was broken glass, furniture knocked over. She was... I called her name and she didn't move. I checked her pulse and she was still warm. Her blood was warm. And I saw... the gun. It looked so heavy. But I thought it had to be fake because I didn't want it to be real. Is that why you picked it up? What? Pick it up? I didn't touch that thing. I didn't shoot her, damn it! Doing what I do, you hear a lot of lies. White lies, blatant lies, hasty lies. Bad lies, especially. For me, it's always been easy to spot a lie. But it can be hard to know what to do about it. All the proof I need in my files, but he's nervous and defensive. None of this works if he doesn't trust me. So, the details in the evidence by checking your phone. If you notice that you don't know what you're talking about, I'll stop giving you any credit. You did touch the gun, Carlos. That's just the fact that we know because of your prints. I'm 90% sure it's of the prints. I did read it. But, yeah. Wearing fingerprints. Wearing fingerprints. It's the fact that your fingerprints are on that gun. Well, what? But I didn't do this. I wasn't thinking. I was just Carlos. All I'm saying is that you picked it up. That's all. Would you believe me if I said I didn't realize it was a gun? That explains how his prints got on the gun. Not in a way that would satisfy the police. So if all he did was hold the gun. So stupid. I know what a gun looks like. I'm sitting in my own home right in front of... You were in shock, Carlos. You still are. Police came in sometime after that. I don't remember much of what they said. Things started moving fast, it seemed like. The rest of my night went all the way you'd expect. Carlos, you admit to having a verbal argument with Diane. You said you were surprised to see the room trash when you got back. To clarify, you're saying that you two never had a physical fight. What? Physical? We never fought. We never fought like that. Did the police say we did? They assumed as much. They also assumed that the room was disheveled well before the shooting occurred. Considering what Carlos has told me, what else did they assume? What is it? I'd like you to take a look at something from the crime scene. Oh, it's an AR module built from data taken as the police entered, so... It's just data, Carlos, no grisly details. Oh, okay. Let me see. Take your time. I think I got it. That's how the police found things. Close your eyes and think back how the room looked when you left. Try and focus on what's out of place. I'll take notes, you just say whatever comes to mind. I don't remember exactly where everything was. Well, the mirror was upright, of course. The clock was still on the wall. The chair got knocked over at some point, and the bed got tossed, the cushions torn, and the urn fell. Other than that... No, sorry, that's all that stands out to me. I see. Think so? What's wrong? Something out of place? Carlos, you need to trust your instincts. If anything seems off, don't be afraid to speak up. It's just, I just assumed your nose would be making edits to the AR. Well, I suppose that works too. Sorry, I didn't mean... I think your drawing was pretty good, considering. I'd like to change the subject now, Carlos. We're right. Let's talk about the letter that was found on your desk. Letter? What do you mean? I mean this letter here. Do you recognize it? Because the police are calling it a confession. A confession? But this is... It's just a note to self. Pardon? Look, when we fight, I lose my temper, say things I don't mean to. This morning, I tried writing things down so I'd have a script to stick to. So I could apologize to her instead of just fighting with her. Carlos, you say in the note that you hurt them? That's... I broke her fidget tubbies. Her what? Her what? Her fidget tubby. The music. There's these collectible ceramic character things. They're supposed to be like tactile. You use them as vaporweights or conversation starters. Conversation starters? He love those little things. They're not worth a damn. You can buy them at any flea market or garage sale, but they meant a lot to her. And I broke them. Evidently a required taste. The victim's personal collection was pulverized by Carlos Flat's replacement. Prosthetic one. I mean, I was pissy at the time, but that goddamn piece of shit rental arm, I hardly know where I'm swinging it half the time. Got so angry I just ripped it off and tossed it in my room. That cheap, dusty, worthless. Carlos discarded it in frustration. Okay. Let's say he did break her frigid duckies with his replacement arm. What does that change? Nothing at the moment. There's not enough detail on the note for me to prove what his intent was when he sat down to write it. But the police insist on claiming it's a confession for the heartbreak killings anyway. Couldn't have even been bothered to sweep them up. I felt so... Alright, Morgan, Carlos, thanks for answering my questions. I'm gonna call the police back in here. I'm gonna get this cleared up for you. What? That's it? That's it. Oh, okay. Although before I do that, I do have to ask. What do you know about the Heartbreak Killer? Heartbreak? That psycho that was threatening all month? I mean, as much as anyone, I guess. I haven't been getting out much, but sure, everybody's on edge, a guy like that out there. He shoots people through the heart, right? The police have kept the victims far away from any upstanding news sources. So unless he was already following the murders, Carlos wouldn't notice any resemblance to his girlfriend. I mean, she was shot in the chest, but that doesn't mean anything, does it? He's this slow in the uptake. It's gonna be a real shock when those officers walk in here and accuse him of being the serial killer. We'd have to squash that theory as quickly and definitively as possible. 4:04 a.m. June 5th, 2086. I didn't realize you could smoke in here. Technically, I can smoke wherever I want. For a fee. You just pay a fee. That's crazy. I guess so. Nervous? Don't be. I'm the one who's on the club. I'm sure this isn't your first time doing this. No, of course not. It will be my first homicide defense, though. Oh. Does everyone always think the first time so goddamn important? Hey, cheer up. Got relevant experience in other areas. What areas are those? Tax evasion. You ever gamble, Carlos? So that's why the credits are all like poker chips. Also, I'm stretching. Sorry. No, ma'am. I never go anywhere near loot boxes. Won't touch the stuff. I meant more like playing cards. Oh, well then no to that too. I've actually got pretty terrible luck. Could have fooled me. But what I do a lot is a lot like poker, Carlos. Poker's nice because even if you're dealt nothing but crap all night long, you can still win. Which makes things pretty fun. Okay, so, do you have a good poker face? I like to think so. And are you lucky? Only when the stakes are high. And, in this metaphor, we're playing poker. And the stake's the dealer. If only. No, the stake's more like the house. You mean like the house always wins? Yes, they're very good at it, winning it. That's why they're up there and we're down here. That's why they're the house. So what do? Play the cards we're dealt as best as we can. Win more hands than we lose. Keep it up and eventually someone will come over and tap the dealer on the shoulder and whisper something in their ear. And we'll be politely asked to leave. That doesn't sound very triumphant. The house always wins. So our definition of victory is more like, don't lose. Thanks, Morgan. But I guess I was more asking, like, what should I say? Just leave all the talking to me. So that's the strategy. What's up? You know there's a saying about gamblers with strategies? Yo, ready to confess yet? So I already woke up the DA. Already? She must be new. District attorneys have final say on whether or not a case is brought to trial. Only fair since they're ones who end up having to actually prove the damn thing. Most of them prefer simple guilty pleas or long protracted trials, and they all dislike having their time wasted. Unfortunately, then you'll have to call them back, because my client is not guilty. And frankly, I'm not even sure you have enough to hold it. You're right. What she said. You've got a weird sense of humor, counselor. Different generations, I assume. Before my time kind of thing. I'm very serious when it comes to defending a man's innocence, detective. It's so Phoenix, right? I love this. Counselor, we have your client's written confession. His written confession. Let's start there. Okay, well, we'll be happy to. The thrust of every argument starts with facts, which is already known and agreed upon. Public knowledge for every player at the table. It's pretty simple, counselor. Real paint-by-number stuff. See, we found a note at his apartment with his fingerprints on it, apologizing for how he hurt them all so bad. Now, how are you planning on spinning them? Those are the facts. But I've been building up my hand all night. Now I've got the weapons to answer anything they try and throw at me. Well, my client did write that note, and it was an apology. But not for murder. He was apologizing for, realize the facts that they're laid out and reveal the responses in your hand. Select the card that best answers the argument and place it into the slot on the right. Can mouse over opponent's portrait for a reminder of what key point you're answering. Oh, I love this. He wrote a confession. Well, I don't think he... Well, obviously it's not Revolver. I almost want to save and see what happens, but I don't know if that'll, like, fuck it up for me. So let's do ceramic crap. Oh. Balatro. Balala. He was simply apologizing for this. The hell is that? I found myself asking that exact same question. I love the poker theming. I love this. This is so cool. I don't know if I can stream this game because it's like, it's very hard to like continue talking all the time and no one is watching. But like, I do really like how this game is. What are we looking at here? Something from the crime scene? This diagram of the room is created from data you captured, right? Pure non-GMO augmented reality crime scene data, yeah. What's non-GMO? Not much these days. Notice anything out of place? Yeah, the whole room's full of busted shit. It's the scene of a murder. Full of busted shit for sure. But I was more referring to the unidentified ceramic debris found on the western side of the room. The hell is that? Ceramic debris, huh? Must be from the vase that got tossed. Actually, that's not possible. Oh? Because that vase wasn't damaged. It's not possible for that debris to have come from the vase. Because that vase is still pristine. How is that possible? My game freeze. The lady at that garage sale told me it was so old and delicate. Damn it, the one time I tried to thrift shop on my own. Well, so what? What does it even matter? The vase doesn't have a scratch on it. Then the debris must have come from somewhere else. That debris is what my client wrote that apology over. You're saying that confession was his apology for not vacuuming? I am, because that pile is all that remains of the victim's collection of fidget tubbies! The music! What he said. Mr. Flat broke the victim's ceramic figures by accident, and this impassioned note to self was just his attempt at scribbling out an apology. Can you prove that? We're taking this seriously? As much as I wish we were. We're all in agreement that my client wrote that note. We all can plainly see that there's ceramic debris at the crime scene. Now, since it couldn't have come from the vase, it must have come from the collectibles. Simple, right? The hell are you on about? The entire room was trashed, as the arcs clearly show. Those fidget tubbies must have gotten pulverized during the struggle, too. You really gonna claim he sat down to write an apology for breaking her toys after gunning her down? Not a bad train of thought, but I can do better. No, those collectibles were destroyed much earlier than that, and there's proof. They broke during the shooting. His arm. Just take a closer look at the rental you took into custody. Oh my god, I love this because it's like taking the cross-examination part of Ace Attorney and putting it into the investigation. I love this. This game is awesome. This game is so cool. Huh? One swipe of your finger should show exactly how devastating it was to the fickle buddy ecosystem. It's fidget tubbies. Whatever. Whatever. You did take it into custody. I'm sure your text found ceramic debris on it, yes? Now that you mention it. Fine, whatever. He broke them with his arm while he was killing her. Happy? Overjoyed. Because even the cheap arms got an operating system that had logged the last time it was worn, right? Right. See, I happened to spot a footnote on the lab report. It said that rental hadn't been used since the AM. Whose side are you on, old man? It's gotten pretty late, Sunshine. Just trying to save us all some time where I can. Well, thank you for your service. Well, thank you for your service! Are you seriously buying this crap? Just look at how scrolled, how panicked that note is. You expect me to believe he is that upset over a fidget tubby collection? What, that hasn't even been graded? Setting aside Detectives Ray's surprising depth of knowledge when it comes to collectibles. You're correct, they held no real monetary value. It would be odd for Carlos to be so shaken over their loss. But so what? So what? After all, that's not panic you're seeing on that page. No, the only reason that note it looks the way it does is because Carlos is sensitive. Is right-handed. Oh my god. Because he is kind of sensitive. And the collectibles are, like, sentimental, right? But he is also right-handed. Let's save. It is right-handed, though. Because Carlos is right-handed. Yes, I am. They not know that? Shouldn't that be on my permanent record or something? So the reason why that note looks like a silent wall script is just because he had to use his left hand to write it. I tend to think better writing than typing, and I need to get used to using my left anyway. I just thought it could be good practice. Taking that into account, alongside the ceramics, your slam dunk confession is looking about as watertight as a fishnet. Okay, fine, forget about the confession. Congratulations, counselor. You've established that your client's remorseless. Now let's get back to the reality of the situation. Here are the facts. We found your client at the scene of the crime, wearing a coat covered in the victim's blood, right next to a big old goddamn gun that just so happened to have his fingerprints on it. That's right, that coat is... What, you're gonna claim it's not his, that he actually wears an extra small? She's trying to bait me in her typical low-key fashion. As the arguments flow, you won't always have the stronger hand. Sometimes the best you can do is hold your tongue and avoid overcommitting. Try to lose as little credit as possible while we wait for a more favorable chance. Must have something, no sense playing into it. Something you'd like to ask me, detective? I'm just curious, what'll be next? Gonna tell me he actually wears an extra small? What the fuck is this? I think I just select stay. I don't have any other options. Let me save. I'm saving so much because, like, oh, there's only 3 save slots. Oh no, or 3 pages of them. He doesn't wear an XSS. Gee, Carlos, do you? No. Yeah, sure, there's no evil twin you've forgotten to mention? There's no evil twin. No, I'm afraid not. Not even gonna go for a mysterious third party at the scene of the crime. To prove his innocence, I'll need to get there eventually. But going there now without hard evidence. I can't prove one. I have no evidence of a third person at this time. Damn right you don't. It's clear as day in the arcs. No evidence of anyone but Carlos being there at that night, so keep dreaming. It's obvious she had something there. I wasn't gonna win that hand either way. At least I didn't overstep and take any more damage than I had to. I'm not contesting any of that, detective. My client freely admits to holding a gun. He picked it up in confusion after coming home to find a brutal crime scene. Which was not smart, hey, but not illegal either. And that's all. He had her blood all over his clothes. Yes, he did. Right. Do you have those clothes on hand, by the way? The lab finished with them a while ago. What are you getting at? It'll be easier to just show you. Would you mind getting them for me? You know what? Sure, I could use the fresh air. Stinks of bullshit in here anyway. And here I thought the room smelled like... Morgan, what are you doing? My coat's covered in her blood. I remember that much. Doesn't that make me, like, look really bad? Just relax, Carlos. Pretty sure that's impossible. You're innocent. And that means that having more evidence will always help you, not hurt you. Really? Really? Not really. Plenty of innocent people in prison. People with bad luck, or bad lawyers. People shouldn't count on the truth to come out easy. More often than not, it takes coaxing. What was it that reminded me? Alright, here it is. One bloodstained jacket, fresh from the lab. Is it on his right hand? No, that is on his left arm, right? Yeah. What's your angle? Can it tell us it's actually hot sauce? No. That would be silly. She actually thought it over. So what the hell's your point? Hey. Sorry, I just got thrown off by the turn of good fortune. What good fortune? Did you thank the detective for bringing you your jacket, Carlos? She's just proving your innocence. Client was arrested wearing this coat. Would have been wearing it at the time of the murder. It has the victim's blood on it, who you know died after when she was shot in the heart. By a gun that happens to be a old world pre-tagging firearm. And so this coat proves he couldn't have been the shooter. Is there a gas leak in here? In what world does that make any sense? sense happens to be key here. I need to draw their attention to what they can... Oh, God. Oh, God, I'm stupid. Okay, well, first of all, before anything else we're saving, now we're gonna look at all the evidence, right? Flat's coat, blood on the sleeve, no other details of any forensic significance found. Autopsy report. Cause of death, ballistic trauma, class 4 blood loss. What the fuck? Revolve vase. I don't know what this is. I'm stupid, right? So let's take a look at this code again. Flat statement. Where was that? Right? Focus on the Can I look at the arc? Surely I can't just like look at the arc. The blood on the sleeve matches that of the... What am I supposed to do here? Wait, why are there two of Flat's coat? Flat's coat. No other details of any for... So should there be more forensic significance? What the hell am I supposed to play here? I don't know what I'm supposed to be playing here. Because it is her blood. Oh god, I feel stupid. I feel stupid. I feel stupid. She was shot in the heart by a gun that happens to be an old world pre-tagging firearm. What? I don't get it. You can smell blood probably, unless we can't actually smell blood. We can't test all these. We can feel... What kind of coat is it? Is it supposed to be that the blood doesn't actually stain the coat, or shouldn't be staining the coat? Flat's coat, Flat's note. Victim? Shot through the heart. No known collection other than like the picture. Flat. Heartbreak. This looks probably not into astrology. It was quite funny. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Morgan time. Fidget Tubby! Is there any, like, references to anything else here? On High Roller. What do you mean High Roller? Try to pet the cat in episode 2. I will pet the cat. I will be doing that for real, for real. I'm so confused. I don't actually know. Is there anything that looks off if I'm looking at it? Because I feel like it's the only thing I can see for sure, because I am existent in the real world, is looking at this coat, right? What can I see on this coat? Blood on the sleeve. Should it have splattered anywhere else? That's my only theory, I guess, and there's nothing we could, like, see or smell, or feel or smell, because we can't feel or smell it ourselves. So there's no way we can get anything from that. Well, unless there's something that I'm thinking about. I am on... I did save, right? I gotta make sure, because I'm definitely... Okay, I'm gonna say C. Just tell me what you see. See a coat with a lot of dead woman blood on it. And you? Fuck. Damn it. I have my credit back. Cool. Okay. Or you can smell. Just do me one favor, detective. Tell me what you smell. I don't smell anything except dried blood. Exactly. That coat smells like blood, but it doesn't smell of cigarette. That's what I've been smelling. Yes, Detective London, I was smoking earlier. Could you rejoin the conversation? Been listening. You wanted me to smell the jacket? If you would. Let's see. Huh. No gunpowder. What? What about gunpowder? Oh, don't blame yourself for not noticing. This was before your time. You can't be more than a few years older than me, I see. Not before your partners, it seems. See, gunpowder is weak by today's standards, but it's still volatile stuff, hard to store, prone to misfiring. And when it goes bang, it leaves behind awful lot of evidence. What is she talking about, Lyndon? Modern firearms like the one we carry use electricity, magnetism, even air pressure or sound waves. Got more accuracy, more firepower, less recoil, less noise. And don't leave behind any residue. Gunpowder residue. You talk my ear about how difficult it is tracking down a gun that doesn't leave digital traces. But a revolver like this one? It'd leave gunpowder on the skin of whoever fired it for days. So then his coat. If you don't trust your noses, you can check the lab reports. I think if they had found any gunpowder on his client or his clothes, they'd have taken the time to highlight it. Well, whatever. It just means he washed off after shooting her or he changed his clothes. It's not impossible. It would be pretty pointless, huh? His jacket and his left hands were blood-soaked when your officers found him. Would he really go through all the effort to get rid of something as subtle as gunpowder residue? Just to get the victim's blood all over himself afterward? Damn, okay. I'm just stupid. I didn't realize. I don't shoot guns. I didn't realize the thing about gunpowder, but it makes sense. It makes sense. In light of these details, I'd like to formally request that you reconsider the charge Mr. Flatt is facing. As soon as possible. Whoa. They're faltering now. Should topple over at any moment. The letter was most likely icing on the cake for them. That gun is all they had to link Carlos to any of the shootings. So if it looks like he never actually fired the gun. I'll admit things were a little dicey there at times. Once I was able to grasp the situation, the smaller pieces fell into place easily enough. Not my cleanest work by far, but overall I'd say... Did she get a message? Wait, did they actually manage to find it? Something you'd like to share, Detective Reyes? You're good. Twisting the truth into knots, making the facts work for you. Thanks. But your luck just ran out. Because the net scrubbers found a cam active at the exact moment of the shooting, and right now, I'm staring at the photo of a killer. A photo of the killer. Wanna bet? Holy shit, we're gambling. I love gambling. I love gambling. Photo of the shooter. If she had that, we wouldn't still be talking. But I doubt she's just pulling this out of her ass. She's got something from the scrubbers. She must have something. She must be bluffing. Oh my god. There's no way she's like bluffing is the thing. Right? She must have something. She was literally just saying. Not sure I follow, Detective. Didn't we establish there was an optics blackout during the shooting? Sure there was, but this isn't from optics. Good thing I held my tongue. As I thought, scrubbers must have managed to dig something from outside the network. I did stay, which means I only lost 1 credit, I guess. Which means... Party's over, Counselor. Feast your eyes on this. Well, okay, the quality is lacking, and yet there it is. They managed to find a quarter needle of evidence in a whole city block of haystacks. What are the goddamn chances? Now, with the scale their tools are operate on, I guess the chances are, as always, in their favor. Alright, this isn't good, but it's a far cry from the worst case scenario I envisioned. You could even say I got lucky, which means the stakes are, well, it's a little bit blurry. Don't look at me, I didn't take the damn thing. Technically, no one took it. Looks like at the time of the shooting, a neighbor was on their phone, probably venting about how crazy the couple across the way was acting. But if their phone was on, its camera would be. So he managed to get the shot through the window. Where to begin? Far away, unfocused, ultra-low resolution, zoomed in, blurred, color shifted, and so compressed it looks like it's from another century. There are tools that could enhance. Enhance this image any further, and I could count the pixels on one hand. You could kiss its admissibility in court goodbye. Is it in the evidence now? I can't honestly claim that you can identify my client from this image. There's no way in hell you could get this past the judge. Also, he's definitely not wearing the coat. Yeah, you're probably right. We couldn't. I think I know a DA that could. Either way, it doesn't seem like your client's leaving this police station anytime soon. That photo. What the hell is happening to me? Think I know a DA that could? Don't be so modest, old man. We have photo evidence of a left-handed shooter standing in the hallway at the same time the whole neighborhood heard a gunshot. And who we know had their left handprints all over that gun? You're referring to my client. You think? We've established that he wasn't wearing his modded arm at all tonight, so he must have shot with his left. Yes, and we've also established that he's weak with his left side. The left side that had no gunpowder whatsoever. Forensic will never be perfect, counselor. Sometimes we miss things. Sometimes you take a walk through the rain when you finally get where you were going. You somehow end up dry. That doesn't mean it didn't rain. That doesn't happen. All of which to say, before judge or jury, photographic evidence outweighs a failed sniff test. Carlos is innocent. I know he is. That photo shows a left-handed shooter. Carlos is innocent. That photo is real. If both are true, then that means that photo doesn't show what it appears to show. So at a loss for words? Never. I'm just confused about one thing. Where's this photo taken from exactly? Exactly? Positional data is usually only accurate to the nearest public router. We DN'd the photo's owner and asked them where. Why bother with any of that? Ballistics and common sense tells us that the perp shot from the room's doorway. The front entrance of the apartment faces to the south. There's a hallway that runs to the back to the bedroom. We're looking straight at the shooter, so it's pretty obvious that this was taken from across the north window. From the north. This is from the north, and I can clearly see the... It's not that complicated. The neighbor who got the shot must live on the other side of the street. So we're looking at the bedroom from the north window. If she's wrong, you should seize on the opportunity to start putting the power. She's wrong. I'm afraid that's simply not possible, detective. This photo has to have been taken from the west. What bluff is that supposed to be? Good detectives are misinformed here, and I need to take advantage of it. Time to press the initiative. The hell you mean this was taken from the west? The autopsy tells us the victim was shot from the doorway. The officer's arts data tells us the precise information of everything in the room at the time they arrived. And now your photo has shown us the exact moment of the shooting. And now raise the ante or a hand up to the current max. Answer wrong and you'll lose more credit, but answer correctly and you can bank up more credit for trickier hands down the line. Altogether, that tells us this photo must have been taken through the west window. As long as you consider... I can save, right? I feel a bit silly. Save's coming. Okay. There's a clock in the photo. There's a clock in the photo. The evidence, the crime scene map. And the photograph. Yeah, there's a clock in the photo. And the clock, Blatt's statement. The clock is at the west. This is the window, this is the mirror, this is the clock. Do I have the ARC's data to prove this? ARC's data. Return. Crime scene map. Where's the clock? Where's the clock? I don't see the clock. Shit, I don't see the clock here. Because this is the window. The clock, is that the clock? I don't know where the clock is actually. The clock is there? What the hell is the clock? The clock is supposed to be, according to Flat's statement, the clock is... Where's Flat's statement? Flat's statement is here. The clock is... This is the chair, this is the... The mirror was upright. The clock was on the wall. The chair got knocked over. This is the chair, Is this the mirror? I guess that's the mirror. Crime scene map. Is that the mirror? It's like circular. No, that's the vase. The mirror, the vase. I think the clock is like somewhere else. I don't know. The point is, it's statement. Clock was on the wall. Clock was on the wall. Clock was on the wall. Send it. Send it. Just take one look at the clock in that photo. So much credit. So much credit. We're so good. I'm so happy. Oh my god. The clock? What about it? The clock, huh? Seems like London's got an idea. If he's mistaken, I can pounce on it to keep my tempo high. This photo was taken right before the shooting, so... Wait, don't tell me the time of death is wrong. No, that's not it. That's a good question, Detective London. But the answer is no. The autopsy of the clock and the neighbors all agree the time of death was 9 p.m. Right, no mistake in that. So then what the hell were you on about? There's a clock on this wall in the photo, analog style. and it reads 9 o'clock. 9 p.m. the time of the shooting. What's so special about that? Nothing. There's nothing odd about the time the clock reads, but you remember there being a clock in this room? What? Actually, I don't recall there being a clock. That makes sense. You wouldn't recall seeing a clock, because when the police secured the scene, the clock had already been knocked onto the floor, and the only clock in that room is in the northeastern corner. And my client has informed me that before the crime, it was hung up on the eastern wall, like so. What the hell is that supposed to be? An artistic rendition. It's very distinct. If you had information on how the crime scene was before the shooting, why didn't you just add that to the arcs and show you my hand? Just because discovery law compels us to share info doesn't mean we have to play fair detective. Slipped my mind. I'll do that now. The important thing is, if that clock was on the eastern wall before the shooting occurred, then this photo must have been looking through the western window to see it? Don't start getting ahead of yourself. The victim was shot at 9 p.m., same time this photo was taken on the shooter, but you want to claim that the clock's still on the eastern wall when it would have been knocked down during the fight. Got your logic backwards, detective. Your precious photo shows that the room was pristine at the time of the shooting. And there's one other piece of evidence that proves exactly how the cards fell. Fuck. Fuck. Ceramic crap near western window. If it was shooting towards the window, then the ceramic crap. I'm gonna save, but I think it's that. I think it's that because, well, no, because the ceramic crap was already crushed by the guy. We're establishing that the ceramic crap was crushed by the guy, so not that. How mirror broke at crime scene. Shards fell onto victim. Let's look at the crime scene map, right? Mirror broke on the mirror broke and the shards fell onto the victim from the west. So if we're taking it from the west, mirror broke and fell onto victim. Maybe not. Eastern wall. Maybe not that. Revolver. Probably not the revolver. Vase. How'd the vase fall? Do we have it on the... The vase fell that way. So if the vase fell that way, then that means the shot had to come from there. The room was trashed before the shooting, is what we're trying to establish. Oh, the room was trashed before the shooting. Let's look at flat statement again as well. I'm not actually that confident in this one. Trying to prove that the room was trashed before the shooting. Mirror was upright. The clock was on the wall. The chair got knocked. Back up. Pause. I don't know this one actually. I'm stupid. The room was trashed before the shooting. I did say it. I don't know this one super well. Okay, let's not do that. From mirror broken at crime scene, shards fell onto the victim, right? Shards fell onto the victim, which means it was shattered and... Oh, well, if the shards fell onto the victim, the room wasn't trashed, right? Is it that simple? I think so. Not you. I'm looking for the glass. If the room was trashed before the shooting, how would the shards be on the victim? Right? Glass shards, what about them? Nothing much, really. Only that they're on top of the victim's body! I figured it out! I figured it out! I figured it out! I figured it out! I love gambling! I love gambling! And not under it. If the glass fell on top of the victim's body, that would mean that she was dead on the ground before the room got trashed. But that doesn't make any sense. Would anyone trash the room afterwards? It's a good question, Carlos. Luckily, it's the detectives who have to delve into the mind of the criminally insane, not us. Tell me, detectives, were there any signs of a struggle at the other crime scenes? Other crime scene? No, nothing like that. Those attacks would have been over in a couple of seconds. So what did you think when you saw the mess in the bedroom? That this was personal and that things had gotten complicated. Shit happens. Shit does happen, detective. But in this case, there seems to have been a general misconception about the order in which shit happened. So what if the room didn't get tossed over until afterwards? You still shot her. We have a photo right here. Glad you do, detective, because that photo proves my client's innocence. Huh? Proving that it wasn't my client that pulled the trigger is difficult. And perhaps more importantly for all of us, time-consuming. Thanks to your photo, I can instead prove that it couldn't have been my client that pulled the trigger, because the man in that photo can't possibly be Carlos. Like hell it can't. The glass shards prove that the room was pristine at the time of the shooting. And we both know that the room was tossed, that clock was on the eastern wall. Which means that this photo of the shooter was taken from the west. Back to this shit, that's impossible. The only hallway in that apartment runs from north to south. The only person with prints on that gun is your client. And the only fact that matters is that he used it to murder 6 innocent people. You're a very honest person, detective. Excuse me? That's why you're such a shitty gambler. Played your cards too early. Now I can steal the pot right out from under you. You're right about the hallway's orientation. You're right about the prints. And this HK figure has claimed 6 lives. We aren't looking at the hallway in that photo. What we're seeing is the mirror, right? Victim stand-up mirror, not digital. Is that his? Okay. Those things? Optics. No cams at time of shooting. Thought may have known. Thought's girlfriend 6. No cams at time of shooting. We're not looking at no cams, obviously. We're her girlfriend. It's a photo of the shooter. No, it's a photo of her girlfriend. But why would it be her girlfriend? We're probably looking at the mirror, I think. Let's look at the crime scene map. Look at the crime scene map. Eastern wall. Western window facing the eastern wall. Let's look at flat statement. Because the mirror probably feels likely. The mirror was upright. No, it's not the mirror, I don't think. First of all, gamble. We're not looking at a prosthetic. Why would we look at a prosthetic? Which prosthetic even is this? This is his, like... This is his other prosthetic, which is like... Yeah, no. We're not looking at his prosthetic. Oh my god, please. We could be looking at his mirror, in theory. But not likely, because the mirror is perpendicular. In both the crime scene map... Well, hang on. This is on the floor. How did it fall? I don't know how the mirror fell. Victim stand-up mirror, not digital. His mirror fell... Flat statement. Yeah, no, it was still perpendicular from the wall, I think. Right, that's the window. So it's not the mirror. We're definitely not looking at those things. This is a quite funny piece of evidence. Optics. No cams at time of shooting. Flat may have known. I don't think that's the case. But, like, we've already eliminated everything else. Did we save? We didn't save. We need to save. For sure. This is tough. This is very tough. I don't know. I don't know. My current guess is the mirror. This is the only person. There's a photo of the shooter. The shooter should have known that no cams were on at the time of shooting. There's a photo of the shooter. Flat's girlfriend. What would this even do? Because I feel like I've eliminated everything else. There's no way it's the prosthetic. Unless the prosthetic is the thing that proves this. Is there another arm in this? There's like blinds covering it. That's his left arm, which is being held. Is that another arm? I think so. I think this is it, actually. Okay, I've already saved, so I'm just gonna... I think so? Whoa. I think so, right? Because here's the thing, right? Mirror... No, the mirror is on the wrong side. We're not looking at the mirror, and also, why would it be the mirror anyways? Because the person was on their phone. So, it wasn't that. But obviously not those things. That's quite funny. That's a funny one. Worthless ceramic smashed by flat arm. Why would it be those things? Optics? Can't be, right? Why would we be looking at optics? The shooter killed because they... Flat would have known, or supposedly was supposed to know. That can't prove anything, and there's no way it's the victim, yeah. We're going for it. I've already saved, so I'm fine, I think. Client's rented arm. I don't see it in the photo, but so what? Doesn't need a right arm to shoot with his left. Fuck. 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 Damn it. I thought I saw it. I thought I saw it. My credits are back. So it's not that. What if it was the victim? Did the victim have gloves on? Autopsy report. No, it can't be the victim. Let's just say that. I'm gonna mirror? It's a photo of the shooter. Why would the mirror prove anything? The mirror would be interesting. Optics? What is in this photo? Okay, glass clock. Where's the hallway? This is the hallway? No, this is the hallway. Something like this. I'm so confused. I'm not smart enough for this. I already saved, so I think we just wanna... What if it is this? What is this? What could it be? It couldn't have been flat because of the ceramics. What would the ceramics prove? Smashed by flat's arm. This is nothing. This is just a nothing burger. There's no way, right? Optics. This can't have been flat because... Yeah, no, I'm stupid. I'm just dumb. I can't figure this out. Which means I need to just save scum. And my other thought is the mirror, but... Not the prosthetic, even though I thought that was like an arm. This is just like not how it's actually drawn, I guess. My only thing is like the coat, maybe, because he's not wearing a coat for sure. Mirror feels like speculation. Everything else feels like speculation. The victim. Wait. Is it... 6 HK victim. Let's go for 6 HK victim. Let's look at the victim again. No known collection. Found shot through the heart. Shot through the heart, right? This isn't pointed at her heart. No, I guess it could be. Would optics be here? Why would optics be here? I don't see. Here's my take. I don't want to like. I don't want to just like brute force it with save scumming, but like, oh my god. I'm so lost. I don't know what to do. I'm so lost. I'll probably do... I'm just out of it. Not prosthetic, not... The only thing I have is either it's like a shot of the mirror. And it would be a shot of the mirror if the layout lined up, but I don't think it does. And even then, like, doesn't disprove the claim. So I don't think it's that. It could be that, but I don't... It would be funny if this was it. Do I just want to see the dialogue for it? I just want to see the dialogue for it. The fidget tubbies? Slip of the tongue. Didn't need to say anything. Okay. Yeah, obviously not that. I'm gonna say it's the mirror. Fuck it. What's that? You trying the glass shards again? Sort of. By the way, do you recall where those glass shards came from? Yeah, sure, they came from a standing mirror. The mirror that, at the time of the shooting, stood across the room from the western window. But then that would mean... So I figured it out, I just, like, wasn't confident in myself. That angle, from that viewpoint, it would reflect the hallway. So what you're saying is... What we're not seeing is a shooter with a gun in their left hand. We're seeing a killer take aim with their right arm. And as we all know, my client has a working right arm in a number of weeks. Oh, yeah, okay. And he hasn't worn his rental since this morning. So I meant what I said about that photo. I'm glad that it was recovered, because it just proved that my client couldn't possibly have committed this crime. That should be the end of it. Except it looks like Detective Reyes really is a novice gambler. Suncost got his teeth in her now, clawing up her spine, whispering wounded pride in her ear. It's a cold sweat, hot pulse kind of fever. The impotent, irrational fury of losing something you thought was guaranteed yours. Lucky for you, Detective, I'm well versed in shock therapy. You look dissatisfied, Detective Reyes. There's only one word for it. That's one word for it. Then allow me to put a nice bow on everything for you. In summary. My client's so-called confession was just a note to self. The police found him in shock, reeling at the death of his girlfriend, and arrested him for being next to a gun he forensically couldn't have fired. After being confronted with these facts, you received photographic evidence of the exact moment of the shooting. And instead of utilizing said photo to track down the real killer, you tried to claim it depicted my client. A man without the requisite limb, standing in an architecturally impossible hallway. He could have had a backup arm, he could have stolen one. A little stubbornness can be charming, but this kind of desperation is ugly. It's getting late, time to bare my fangs. A bit. Holy shit, that's the best you've got? Even a bare-bones prosthetic off the black market needs to be attuned to an individual's nervous system. He'd have to bring it to a clinic, which would have left a record on his shoulder or less. A record you won't find. And he'd still have to somehow gotten rid of it before the police arrived. SOP at the scene of a violent crime calls for full spectrum scanning of the entire building and 100 meters around it minimum. So where Detective Reyes did he manage to hide a cybernetic arm from your Jones in the time between the shooting and the arrest? Owned. Well? Any objections? Detective. God. damn it! Fold. Hell yeah, I love this. I love this. This is such a good game. This game is actually peak. And that is episode 0, which I wanted to at least finish today. And I'm glad I did that. I don't know if I'll start episode 1. I could. Show me your hand, Flat. You're uncuffing me? In light of the evidence, we have no reason to hold you. Now we gotta go call the DA. And tell her I made a mistake. Not we made a mistake, huh? Listen, kid, you should know. Detective? Lost my train of thought. But hey, your attorney's a real tiger, and she just fought like hell for you. Make sure you thank her properly. Public defense doesn't pay that well. Yeah, that's kind of you to say, Detective. My work is its own reward. Sure. Feel exactly the same, Counselor. What happens now? I have to speak with the DA about the dismissal. And there's still some paperwork we'll need to go through. But basically, you're free to go. Congrats, you get to leave the casino with your kneecaps intact. Yay? But what am I supposed to do? The detectives will continue their investigation. Their investigation into heartbreak, huh? Yes. When the authorities are satisfied with their examination of the body, she'll be handed over to the next of kin. And then you can make funeral arrangements. Well, that's not what Man being gone is bad enough. But a serial killer is not that she died of the flu. It doesn't happen anymore. People die of the flu all the time, but I know what you mean. I can't make sense of it. So what am I supposed to do? Hell if I know. There are some contracts I could give you. Services, professionals, doctors. No, you've done more than enough for me. When you got here, I was too tired to even defend myself. Try and convince them that I didn't. You saved me. Thank you. You're welcome, Carlos, but it's my job to... No, I mean, thank you for not asking. For not asking if I killed her. Oh, Carlos. I didn't need to ask. I knew you were innocent from the start. Of course he was. After all. Holy shit. The blood's always different. Heart's always in the same place, easy to find, hard to miss. But the blood's always different. Flowering stain unfurling towards an invisible sun. A perfectly unique bloom. Only one for each of us. A Rorschach test with singular universal meaning. Vitality at its climax. Bursting forth into a red fractal consisting solely of an infinite VN. But the comical thought of a body hitting the floor has its own kind of lowbrow appeal. What? Wait, why are we playing as a killer? What the hell? Bullet number 6 of 6. The gun's empty. It's useless to me now. May as well leave it. Feels like a waste, but whatever. What the fuck? Hello? Return. Morgan. Ow. Back. I was sitting in a certain position, now my back hurts. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? That's her! Criminal defense attorney! Whatever. Finding the ammo is almost enough of a hassle to outweigh the advantages. I could sell an untagged gun for a fair bit of cash. But cash can't buy you peace of mind. Oh, don't look so surprised, lady. Moping around in the dark in here must have only been able to see my silhouette. Did you think I was her boyfriend back for an encore of that enthralling conversation? Can't ask her now. Hey! Yeah, did you hear that? These old pieces are so goddamn loud. People aren't even familiar enough with the sound anymore to know to run the other way. Probably roused half the neighborhood. But I didn't see anything I could use as even a partial suppressor on the way in. Did not really afford some throw pillows. I use the other five bullets in outer spaces, in small spheres of blind opportunity that the city's eyes can think to pierce. Cramped places, usually full of trash. But this room, as cheap as it looks, is at least clean, organized even. So the corpse has a certain satisfying contrast. Except, there's shit on the floor. By the window, there are broken pieces of something fragile and tacky. It's fine. It's just one thing out of place. Actually, it's not fine. It's actually really irritating. Kick over the stupid goddamn mirror. 5 perfect crime scenes, even if I'm not a speck of evidence, nothing to go on. For the final shot, there just has to be some pile of shit in the corner ruining everything. I kick the wall. Something falls from it, probably more tasteless bullshit. I toss over the chair, knock the urn. Tear into the sheets with my frustration and try to savor the shredding. If it can't be clean, I'll just have to lean into the messy angle. At least it will be consistent. This was also stupid. Honestly, I'm not the ego-driven type. In fact, I pride myself on my humility. Now, was it satisfying when the first 3 went down with single shots? Yes. But so what? I'm not made of stone. After all, I did start to actively aim for the heart, but... Ugh. Heartbreak killer? Really? Don't people have anything better to do with their time? What kind of miserable, lifeless voyeurs would obsess over something that's none of their business? All the threads and the breakdowns and the goddamn theory crafting. And all for the heartbreak killer. Sounds like a soap opera villain. From a season where the writers were on strike. I feel insulted by the label, but no, that's someone else's name. They come up with it. They spread it. They marketed it. Heartbreak's got nothing to do with me. He's just some reclusive, lonely, socially impotent loser who shot 6 people because... Well, I'm sure people will come up with something. That he got rejected 1 too many times or whatever. Me, I killed those people because I saw them and I wanted to. I've killed a lot more than just 6. At least the room is thoroughly trashed now. If I just walked away after seeing that mess by the window, it would have irritated me to no end. Now that doesn't match the MO of the last 5 perfectly. It'll irritate the cops to no end instead. Good riddance, Heartbreak. You enjoy your 15 minutes in the spotlight. Really savor it. I'm going home. The air's weighty tonight. Thick. Energized. A heavily foreshadowed summer rain I can feel on every hair. They call this kind of humidity oppressive, but I disagree. The warm tension on your skin, like in those short moments just after the shower turns off and the steam lingers. Yeah, it's always most comfortable right afterwards. Maybe there's no disagreement to be had. Oppressive things can be comforting too. Only the guilty ones run. I don't know about that. But I know I've never felt guilty about any of this, and I walk. Oh my god. Sorry, using my left is still. That's okay, you can just initial in those thoughts. Wow. Took a scenic route home, courtesy of our fine city sprawling public transportation, and got in a bit after 11 p.m. Had myself a thorough shower, drank a glass of milk, did some stretching. Made sure my phone was on. Time went by evenly. Around 1:40 a.m., a posting for public defender work came up. Decent rate since it was so late and so urgent. I had wagered correctly. A gambler with a system must be, to a lesser or greater extent, insane. Oh my god. I had wagered correctly that the boyfriend would have enough sense to ask for a lawyer, and enough debt that he'd need to be provided for. All I had to do was stay awake. There wasn't much competition after 1 in the morning. Okay, where else? Here and here. How did I phrase it earlier? Criminal defense attorneys aren't exactly flush with customers. Why wouldn't I take on a job where I already knew more than the cops? It wouldn't have been easy to convince Carlos to plead out. I would have gotten paid the same too. But easy is dangerous. Carlos was of course innocent, so his conviction would never be airtight. There would be doubts, questions, appeals. Maybe in fans, depending on his looks. More attention on HK and his crimes, more headaches. A cold case rotting in the very far back of the public's awareness is always preferable to one open and shut in haste. Now, with no more murders matching HK's MO, there won't be any additional public pressure to find a culprit. Now Heartbreak can just starve to death, out of sight and out of mind, like any other fluke in the system. Almost done. Getting involved with a case this intimately does have its risks. Hell, I might have even overdone things here or there. Like lighting up a smoke inside an interrogation room, just to make doubly sure I don't still smell of gunpowder myself. Oh my god. That London fellow seemed more fixated on it than I would have liked, but obviously everything turned out rosy. And it's worth it for the finality of it all. Seeing the authorities' failings from the best seat in the house, that's just a bonus. Thanks again, Morgan, for everything. I'm sure Diane is grateful too. She's a psychopath. I love fucked up and evil women. Funny. I don't even know her name. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Something the matter? No, sorry, it's just I was mad when I left the apartment. I know she was too, so when she died... Death was instantaneous, Carlos. I can't imagine that she was in any pain. In fact, I can guarantee she was dead before she hit the ground. No, I know, but I just keep thinking that she must have died angry at me. That she must have died hating me. Evidence? What do you mean evidence? I don't know if I want to provide evidence, since it seems... To tell you the truth, Carlos, there's something I've been wondering about myself. What is it? Something I noticed in the arc scene that I didn't quite understand. Piece of the puzzle I couldn't fit in anywhere else. Maybe you can make sense of it. Oops. That's from the water. What is the... Where should you find that? That pill organizer was found on the victim. She had a grasp in her hand when she died. Obviously, the police added it to the arcs, but it was quickly ruled irrelevant. Seems like it contained tripexone, prescribed to help moderns with phantom itches. They're small tablets, and those are tricky class 2 for a pill organizer. Could be hard to handle with an unsteady hand. No one will ever know what she was feeling when she died. Even if they did, feelings are complicated. You can feel angry, happy, and sad at the same time. But as far as facts are concerned, it would appear that when she died, what she was doing was setting out your medications for the week. To my eyes, anyways. Oh my god, we're playing as the murderer. Long night. I was too far just now, practically rubbing it in his face. It's not like I care about his feelings, I doubt I'll ever see him again. But overstepping like that is pure hubris. And hubris invites a downfall. So why did he even bother? Was the last piece of the puzzle, I suppose. Just need to show more restraint next time. Though there won't be a next time for heartbreak. The gun's in custody, there's no more bullets left. There won't be a 7th victim. There won't be any more leads pursued. The media will move on to their next obsession. I'll move on to my next MO. And no one will ever found you. District Attorney Rockman. Sorry, can I try that again? I'm so fried. By all means. Ah. Counselor Morgan. Morning, noon, or night, you're always so put together. I don't get it. How do you sleep at night? Pardon? You do white noise, aromatherapy? Whatever you're doing, I need to steal it. God. I must have bags under my eyes dark enough for the dumpsters. Assistant District Attorney Emma Rockford. She's a prosecutor, the lawyer who argues for the state in court, trying to prove a defendant's guilt. Despite her sometimes unkept appearance, she's probably the sharpest person to fill the position in decades. I should know, since I haven't beaten her once. Worse yet, she has a remarkable ability to compartmentalize all that adversarial energy and only bring it out in the courtroom. It's part of what makes her good at her job. And it's hard for me to read. Should I buy a new mattress? What if they caught you doing at this ungodly hour, Emma? Oh, well. Actually, I'm here for you. Me? Your client was a suspect in the heartbreak killings. That's my case. Well then, you must have been relieved finding out that you won't have to go to trial against me. No? Why would I be worried about going up against you? It's always the unintended barks with her. So you're working with those detectives? Yeah, London and the new girl. Reyes. They've been reporting to me in preparation for trial. Preparation for trial? That seems ambitious. Guess they gave you the rundown. They've been doing everything they can, but it's hard to catch a killer who leaves behind so little. It's hard to kill while leaving so little behind. So Reyes told you they had HK in custody and you popped up of bed all excited to run down here? Haha, hardly. I haven't slept in 40 hours. Too much on my mind. When I heard about a case with a single female victim shot through the heart, yeah, my ears perked up. But that's about all. Oh? I mean, Carlos Flat, a serial killer? Same serial killer that's outsmarted the state for weeks? He's not using his middle name. He was found with the murder weapon. I can answer that any number of ways. What? It could have been flat. It could have been flat? No. It may be true, but then I glanced at the report. You glanced at it? No gunpowder residue on him or his clothes, right? Too remorseful, too apologetic in that note. Whatever it was about. His dominant arm modded. With documented sensitivity issues? Never could have made shots that clean. Not without getting close enough to leave scorch marks. Not to mention he's too tall for the ballistics entry angles. And probably too heavy to not leave imprints. She got all that from a glance. But I'm sure a competent lawyer like yourself pointed out all that out the minute you walked in here. Of course. Worst part is she's not even being sarcastic. Yeah, of course it couldn't have been him. Long-term relationship, physically imposing, argumentative, not the type to bottle things up. He didn't match the profile. Yeah, Right, sorry, you've probably never heard of it. You know what a goddamn profile is. Profile is reconstruction of a criminal's physiology based on evidence from their crimes. That's what heartbreaking is? Profiling. What Valentine? Oh my god, okay. Kind of fallen out of fashion for the last few decades. Not much need to guess out the why when 99 times out of 100 the who is caught on camera. Or before they even leave the house. I have to find some real fossils and oddballs to get evidence on how to go about it. But I think I'm getting the hang of it. Profiling. So this profiling is some kind of investigative technique. The theory is that the crime can tell you something about the nature of the person who committed it. Stabbing overkill points to passion, rage, lust. They probably knew the victim. Poison and guns, meanwhile, can't suggest they can't overpower their victims physically. And then there's the stuff you can assume about nearly all serial offenders. Childhood trauma, prior childhood criminal record, few or no meaningful attachments. There's a lot of recurring themes in their stories. Detectives say HK doesn't leave evidence. So how much can his crimes possibly tell you? That he's diligent? Almost perfect. Highly intelligent, painstakingly organized. With enough criminal connections to get his hands on an untagged firearm. You see her this animated outside the courtroom. Almost like she's enjoying herself. A sheltered house cat who's picked up the scent of a mouse for the first time. A lone wolf, educated but all her playfully lethal instincts coming to life. Probably overqualified or undervalued. Not thrilled about the fact that in that metaphor I would be the... Know what I mean? Definitely. And considering the marksmanship, the detective said that HK would have needed insider information on offense. So does that mean heartbreaks in law enforcement? Never in 10 billion years. Oh. Antisocial, independent, despises authority. That'd be like a stallion applying for a job on a merry-go-round. But they'd be kicking kids in the head after the first full rotation. That's exactly how I'd put it. There must be some connection to the police though, perhaps maybe secondary or tertiary. These types can't help but insert themselves. I do not do anything even resembling that. Wait, if HK's on a call, how did they know about the blackout time? Crime meta-statistics analysis. Probably. Pardon? Take the emergency response times from across the city and map them out. Look for brief spikes and delays. Chart out the dips. Sorry. Technical, I know. But all the requisite data is publicly available. With a map, a spreadsheet, a calculator. Anyone could reverse engineer the timing if they wanted to. It is such an unpleasant thought, Emma. At least this heartbreak maniac will slow down now that he's lost his weapon. He didn't lose it, he chose to leave it behind. That tells us he's confident he can do just fine without it. And it just makes me even more certain that these aren't his only kills. Were there other shootings with the same MO? No, not that I found. Other victims that fit the description? No. But I'm not overly focused on the victim's appearance anyway. I mean, these 6 victims all look like each other, but they also look like a lot of people. That's true. Hell, kinda look like me. Do they? Sure. What, you don't see it? I hadn't thought about it. Point is, no one can kill that clean when it's their first time. Getting that perfect takes practice. So I know that HK must have had a lot more than 6 occasions to practice, Morgan. That's why I think heartbreak is a misnomer. Got something catchier in mind? I just don't think shooting them in the heart has any particular significance. If anything, it's a testament to their accuracy and their cold-blooded efficiency. The best possible use of 6 untagged bullets. 6 kills guaranteed no matter what kind of life support mods they were packing. The real signature isn't the bullets or the gun. It's the perfection. That's hard to wrap your head around. Saying that these 6 murders were just a fluke, a slip-up. A mistake? Exactly, a mistake. They got too clean, too efficient, and now they've got the public's attention. It's no wonder they're so pissed. Talking about the crime scene. Yeah, probably threw the detectives for a loop, right? Based on what you've said, I don't blame them. Whoever trashed that room doesn't seem like the smooth operator you've been describing. On the contrary. I don't follow. This was the last bullet. Their last shot. The other 5 were perfect. So if anything was out of place this time around, she's gonna give herself away at this rate. They must have thrown one hell of a temper tantrum. Make them sound like a child. Childish, and cowardly, and two-faced. Someone who hates to lose almost as much as they love to win. Your profile tell you all that? That? No. That part's just takes one to know one. So to summarize, you're looking for a cold-blooded, faceless, perfectionist killer who you think has no persistent MO or victim type. In a city with an 8-digit population, well, good luck. I don't need luck, I only need more information. I'm sure the city would be happy to provide you with more resources. No, Morgan, I mean I need more crime scene. Oh, sad truth is, if Heartbreak walked away today, I'd probably never catch them. Only way my net narrows is if they keep piling up bodies. Not a very fair trade, is it? No, it isn't. But getting screwed over is a given. It's a deal with the devil. Fair enough. Woof! Okay, that rant was pretty morbid and detailed. I need to get out more, or sleep more. She is so sleep deprived. Or sleep less, but harder. You think a higher thread count would help? Don't worry about it. I'm always happy to listen to you ramble. It's a lot more pleasant than having to face you in the courtroom. Sorry, but that's the adversarial process. So no hard feelings, yeah? No hard feelings. Both just doing what we do. I could use a cup of coffee. How about you? Don't tempt me. But I'll save face for us on the table. I won't even take a picture. Okay. So don't expect this to make a difference next time we're at each other's throats. Heartbreak won't claim any more victims. In 2 weeks, the medium will have moved on to the next sensation. Police will have moved on to the case they actually stand a chance of closing. That's what people do. But Emma is different. She'll set it aside and work a dozen other cases, never bringing it up. But a private corner of that frustratingly smart mind of hers will continue to whittle away at it. Never finishing, but never quitting either. So I can't afford to take my eyes off her. As long as that's the case, I may as well try to enjoy the view. Interesting. Are we, like, prosecuting her murders? Gumi! Android. Which means you're going to be living with my friend for a while. How long? I'm sorry, I don't know. There's no need to look that upset over it. My face barely moved. May as well have been a blatant pout from where I'm sitting. Yeah, like that. This friend of yours, they're trustworthy? Absolutely. In fact, I trust them more than anyone. Hey, come on, it'll be fun. Really? Really. Educational, too. I think you could stand to learn a lot from someone like Morgan. Crazy. Credits. Evil little bug. Patrick Garcia. This is fun. I like this game a lot. Being a murderer is crazy. To be continued in episode 1. You're the smartest person I know, Morgan, when it comes to people. Personally, I think it's cool to bring something that flawed into the world. You're a criminal defense attorney and we're in a crime scene. I think I can guess what happens next. Never stolen anything that wasn't already compromised. Work hard and the company will have you set for life, and after too. Can't tell you how many musicians I've seen screwed over by a big smile and fat signing bonus. That's not just a lawyer job thing, you dress as a doorman on the weekends too. Compared to determining fault, determining cause of death is like a breath of fresh air. The company wheels don't stop spinning for anything. Can't hope to keep this quiet for very long. A million times more likely than the alternative. That heartbreak could ever stop themselves from killing. Father said that you owed him. I don't do anything out of the goodness of my heart. When I take a job, I never half-ass it. And I don't mind. Oh, and he shall appear as like Morgan appearing. Oh my god, are we starting? Already? Episode 0 results. Congratulations, you finished episode 0 theory of credit. Also unlocked concept arts and bonus scenarios with your high score. So for a total of 34 remaining store credit to spend on phone camera case colors. Based on the high expectation for this episode. Concept gallery. How does that hair work? True. From behind the claw clip. That's yeah. He's so interesting. These little shots are fun. Raise the feet. I never got the feet. Never unlocked. What happens if you like get defeated? I guess you can literally just move on with your life anyway. Intro. Heart fake killer. Actually is bonus. Where are all these? Want to interview me? It's very flattering, but aren't there more lively folks around here for you to question? I'd considered that, so I'm not your first choice. You're the first one who hasn't walked away. Come think of it, I should probably... So what are your 3 sizes? Been opening with that? Should I not? Do you have any pets? Afraid not, would need 1 or 2. There are 3 promotions to afford that kind of thing. Are pets that expensive? Only if you care about them. Maybe if I found a place close. Have you ever owned any automated dependents? Not had the chance? Would you own one if you could? Maybe one of the little vacuum ones. Anything more complicated than that is... You find you understand... I probably shouldn't have started this. I'm getting sleepy. I'll probably end stream. I'm glad I finished episode 2. Stretch. I'm not worried about the ease of use, don't worry. If I say complicated, I mean... like what I said about pets. Fine to leave a goldfish in a tiny bowl. Time it takes to swim half a lap, it'll have forgotten what the first half looks like. Not a very tall hierarchy of needs there, easy to please. But a cat? A dog? I wouldn't be at work thinking about how bored they are sitting at home. And today's ads are a lot smarter than dogs. About most things. It's a very thoughtful perspective, Detective London. It's a moot point anyway. I need to get hit by a city bus to afford any of the new stuff Noble's selling. No, you're thinking of the sheltered generation. Shelters as in sheltered upbringing? Or shelter in place. There's a lot of uncertainty during their childhood. When they grew up, they wanted surety, safety, stability. Learned to know that their heart would stay on in the winter. And their politics reflected that. But that was all before my time. My generation is a little more, well, Generation Zen. That's what they called us in their think pieces. Even-tempered, mentally strong, and even more than a little cynical. Disagree? It wasn't a matter of mindfulness. We just grew up without false expectations. Our vision wasn't clouded with illusions like impossibilities about home ownership or retirement. We realized early on we'd just be working up until we, the detective, unrealistic expectations. Some people call that hope. To see your friends, your classmates drowning every day in that kind of mire. And then to have to listen to people 3 times your age go on about how enlightened today's youth are. Gen Zen. It's not a name I'm particularly proud of. Oh my god, this keeps going on. I think I'm just gonna quit. Yeah, I think I'm done. I think I'm good. I'm tired. I think I'm gonna, like, raid and, like, chill or something. I'm sleepy. It's been fun. No one's watching, but it's been fun. Oh, the Devil, episode 1. Let's find someone to raid. I'm tired. My back hurts. I think I slept pretty sorely. Yeah, that's fine. Who would I even be comfortable hitting with a one-person raid? Wumbo. Wumbo would be so funny, actually. Hi, Wumbo. I brought one person with me. Yeah, whatever. Cheese was. Alright, cheese was. Alright, cheese was. Cheese was. Any more people? Alright, good night, everyone. It's been fun. My back aches. Ow. It's over for me. Crazy plot twist. Love the style of this game. This game's great. It's lovely. Can I, like, buy... Can I buy things? I guess I can't buy things until